the finals that Spirit is going into, that they are the most underdog that they have been since the TI-10 Grand Finals against LGD.
That is a very bold claim, Austin.
Do you disagree with it?
Not really, no.
No.
I tend to agree. I think almost everybody, if you had to pick a favorite in this series, it's going to be Tundra right now. They've won the previous 2 LANs. They are the kind of defaulto best team in the world.
Yep.
Spirit don't hold those kind of titles. They are not necessarily as intimidating, but I will say in a BO5, this team can adapt really fast and change their playstyle drastically, which is what has made them such a strong Grand Finals team over the history of years.
Well, it's going to be an early start where their key player of Radon gets picked off, and Duraccio instead will get an early first blood. So things are already starting off on the back foot for Team Spirit, and Tundra right where they want to be, ahead in gold and experience. And again, they have that bounty hunter.
So what separates these two teams? Why are we giving an edge to Tundra going into this series, even though that might change? To me, it is the pace. I think Tundra can set an extremely fast pace, and they can adjust that pace over the course of a series. They can ramp it up, they can slow it down, whatever feels more comfortable for them. And that is the big question mark, is can Team Spirit adapt to that? Can they get to the late games on even footing where we know they can shine? Like, Spirit can beat any team in the world on any day in those late game team fights. They have 2 of the most clutch late game spellcasters of all time in their side lanes. If you get there and you're not 30,000 gold behind, you have a shot. Maybe even if you're 30,000 gold, you have a shot. But will Tundra let you get there? That's the big question. I think Tundra is definitely capable of just not letting them get there at all. And you look at this lineup in the first game, pretty fast-paced lineup, right? Ember, Bounty right off the bat, the 33 Sand King. This is a hero we've seen him even yesterday just decimated Party Vision with this hero. So you really have to try and control the tempo here if your Spirit not fall too far behind. You don't have to win the early games. I think you just have to get through it.
I mean this in the best way possible, but for me, this is a matchup of perhaps the clutchest team in Dota's history versus the team that has the most nerd shit going on. I mean, you start off, you get the early first blood gank, and then what do they do immediately afterwards? 33 and Soxa body block the enemy wave. So it ends up under tower, the wave pushes in, 33's in a much better position to be able to start his lane. He's cruising, right? He's up against a double ranged hero matchup. Furion Jakiro should not be an easy lane by any means, but you know, he's doing all right for himself.
Oh, nice half pull, at least from Aposhka, to stop all of this. This is, anytime you get these half pulls off on the creep wave pulls, they're super valuable, because then these offlaners have to make a decision. Do you go here and get the XP there? Do you try and hold the wave in your tower? It gets a little awkward as we see Bug plus time dilation up top. Not a fun combo to deal with. And this is an offlane Faceless Void. Now, I was getting excited there in the draft, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I was thinking Yatoro Faceless Void. My God, we're in for a treat.
I do know
even a bigger treat. The Collapse Faceless Void. I don't think I've ever even seen it before.
We haven't seen a Faceless Void at this DreamLeague, so this will be a first time for all of us, I guess, in this new patch.
Should not underestimate offlane Void. It's kind of been on the back burner in a lot of these patches, but if it's a good game for time dilation, I think it's always viable. And you have this new, time zone that is just buffed in the patch in terms of the cooldown acceleration / freeze.
Yep.
Which in theory is super powerful. We have not really seen a spell of this caliber in Dota in terms of what it's doing manipulation wise. I think people are just not prepared for it. And if you can take advantage of it in the fights with low cooldown stuns, low cooldown disables, using ults, getting a little extra value while they're running, I mean, it can do some crazy things.
Yeah, I am very curious. I feel like that is the change that people are probably theory crafting the most. What do you do with this cooldown acceleration, right? And
by Midas.
Midas is one thing. I know that's your theory. I heard somebody talk about Bristleback, right? What if you put Bristleback in that here? He's spamming out the quills as quick as possible. In this case, they do have some lower cooldown abilities. One of them I think might be really powerful. What if Laurel is just enchant totem hit, enchant totem hit, enchant totem hit the entire
That's what I was thinking. You could easily get 3 or 4 off inside this thing. You can perma chain stun somebody. It's very close, I think. If you get an Octarine, I believe it's guaranteed.
Sure.
Perma Sprout.
Multiple sprouts really obnoxious.
Like, what if you double sprout someone? I don't know. It gets really wacky. Are going for collapse top, but time leaps it off. I will say I do like the Sven pick as well. I think this is a really nice hero for Dyrachyo in terms of the fit. It's also a pretty strong hero versus the Faceless Void because...
Rue.
First just dead.
Yeah, he's got Chikuchi, just barely gets it off in time, and he's going to run up to try and help out Collapse with Whitemon. Oh,
Radon coming in.
Yep, he wants the kill, and he will have it. Sorry, Collapse, that's not yours to have.
Yeah, I'm the true carry. Don't forget that.
Yep.
Even though you got this carry hero, and we all saw what Collapse did last game on the Terrorblade.
Yeah. And we all saw what he did yesterday as well. Rue still trying to get away from Dyrachyo. He's still barely able to get out. And now Dyrachyo, Radon's sticking around for a little bit. He has not immediately teleported back to bottom lane. He does so now, but gets a bit extra damage on Dyrachyo.
Kind of surprised to use the TP scroll there instead of the gate, but maybe just trying to save a little bit of time, resources. As Rue will suicide to neutrals. Kind of an even lane phase across the board. So once more trying all in this void, but
Deadshot going to be avoided. Collapse walks into the calling rather than out of it, and as a result, dodges that skill shot.
I mean, if you're Team Spirit here, you kind of have to pick your poison. Where do you try and punish in this early game? Ideally, you want to get this mid kill.
Time walk up in a second, but Deadshot comes off first, and Dyrachyo taking full advantage of that.
I kind of expect to see a Fury on TP mid if you have the level 6 advantage, which Laurel is getting here.
Sure.
Shaker should get it in this matchup, and he is getting it here. So you have a pretty decent window with Echo Slam coming up. You just TP the Fury on and go on the Ember Spirit. Maybe you bring a support. Your Catapult's alive. You're going to commit a TP on to 33.
Do you have a dust for him? He's got level 1 Burrow Strike. Doesn't really seem too much of an out here. I mean, Vanguard makes it very difficult to finish him off. He's going to try and make his way to the cliff to Burrow Strike away, but gets stopped by the Ice Path in the nick of time.
That's a super valuable kill. Every time you use this Fury on teleport, you want to get something big off the map. That's how you're going to control the early game here, and particularly shut down Soxa. Do not want to let this Bounty Hunter control the skirmishing rate, get early levels, have an early track. This lineup is just going to come alive if that happens for Tundra.
Yeah. We are going to see Heaven's Halberd for both offlaners here. Would I be remiss to say that the last time Vanguard was powerful was the last time that we saw Faceless Void offlane being tried? I feel like it's one of those, you always say that items determine what heroes are in the meta.
I do say that.
I feel like Vanguard is one of the most beneficial items for offlane Void. It's one of the items that actually makes this hero work.
It's an early tank item that lets you go in. Maybe you get an extra time walk off because you survive some extra hits.
Yep.
I agree. It's nice. This is an offlaner where you can itemize a lot of different ways. You can build him as a carry, a la Universe in the old days. You can build him auras. We've seen Pipe Faceless Void from the offlane. Crimson Faceless Void. Vlad's is really good on this hero. It's a nice way to kind of just play the fights, amp up your damage, and buff the team, give you some Roshan. I wouldn't mind the Vlads here at some point on the Faceless Void either.
So Collapse's build for the pubs that he's been playing has been Heaven's Halberd, Manta, Aghanim Scepter, Bloodthorn. And he's gone that route, I think, every single time, and I think in that order every single time. Do you think that sounds like a good one for this game?
Sounds fine to me. If you're leaping in with this Ags at some point and just stunning people, particularly this Sven, incredibly disruptive. Gives you a lot more teamfight presence as well. You combine that with the Shaker, you might just not get spells off on the side of Tundra. And the whole time we've been talking, this early game has not been too explosive from Tundra yet. They really want to start getting some kills for this Bounty Hunter.
Trying to get something out of it now with the Epicenter, catching Radon. I feel like you kind of knew this was going to be happening.
Yeah, they're looking for the trade-off somewhere else. They'll collect Whitemon.
Yep, they'll be run down pretty easily. So, setting up Laurel for success, something that our analysts talked a bit about. They wanted to see Laurel enabled a bit more, and it does seem like, you know, he had the matchup, Earthshaker versus Ember, but now the rotations coming through as well. Does seem like they're trying to level up his game a bit.
Got to think about where this Furion goes when he respawns here. Do not want to keep getting caught off guard by Radon on these TPs. He's just going to go jungle. Oh, he pulled bottom wave with a tree.
Yeah, that's smart.
Super fancy by Radon as
Silence successfully gets him with the stun as well. Deadshot back into the Silence. Collapse. Oh, Silence again. He's just done.
I think he just misclicked or something. He had a window to get that leap off.
It did look like.
Ended up moving a little bit instead and super awkward around that tree line. More mad at himself than anything. And this is going to be the Sven interaction a lot of the game. Can you burst the Void down before he time walks? Can you burst the Furion before he Hurricane Pikes or sprouts you? There's a lot of burst damage in this Tundra lineup between the Sand King and the Sven. Got to remember the extra damage going into these stuns. They have some big ones to throw out there. You can get on top of these Team Spirit cores at the start of fights. You're going to be really happy here on the side of Tundra. Assuming you don't clump for some crazy, you know, time zone shaker action.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we ever get to see a clutch time zone. Yeah, Yatoro just continues to do this. Continues to pull waves from bottom and pull them deeper into the jungle area where he's already farming.
Yes, this is really interesting because it is denying some interaction 33 would want to have, as he has to pull. He has to go and connect to his own wave, and he's pulling the neutrals as well. So in theory, you're flash farming on 2 cores here. I favor the Sand King, though. I think Sand King is a lot happier in this situation because the Furion's a stronger laner. So you're both skipping the laning.
Bugs, collapse. I think, was that Yatoro thinking about teleporting up here? Got off the Wrath of Nature, but
he can't TP right now. Sox is stalking him in the jungle. There are some stacks as well.
I mean, Soxo would love to get another kill on Yatoro just for the fact that he needs more experience.
It's a Mithril Hammer. That's a full Maelstrom.
You think he catch? Oh no! 33 got stunned up. He got hit by the Croakers, man. They wanted to make a move there. He was on his way to do so.
Now bad omen for him.
Seen few players struggles with these new ancients. Laurel, mid lane, gonna be dove. Slight chains. Does manage to get off the Fissure. He's got the Echo Slam. He's got a Lotus as well. Does manage to get off the Echo. Rue's gonna come in with the bugs, but the Burrow Strike will secure the kill. Can they get any turnaround here? With the, yep, there it is. Got the time zone on at least 33. Soxa walked out of it. Time dilation is taking him out. Slowly does manage to get the kill on the Weaver before he goes down on 33. Soxa survived with just 5 HP. Meanwhile, Radon in some big trouble, just doing as much damage as he can to BZM. But ultimately, Tundra walking away very happy with that fight.
That Sand King is just so tanky with the early Halberd. That's a difference maker here. You have offlane level 6 Faceless Void with Orb of Corrosion. Going up in a fight against level 9/10 Sand King with Halberd, Phase Boots. Just no way you have the damage to take this fight, especially without Wrath of Nature here. If you have Wrath of Nature, this could look very different. But instead, it just takes you so much to bring 33 down that BCM's just able to clean up this fight. He's the highest damage in this fight by far, 2,000 from this Ember, who doesn't even have an item yet.
Slight change, just too good for them.
And this is where this game can start to spiral really fast for Spirit. They start losing these fights, throwing out the big ultimates. Time Zone on cooldown. Echo Slam on cooldown.
Yeah.
You just got Blink Shaker. You didn't get that Echo Slam out of it with the reveal. Now you're on the back foot.
That BZM, he can just keep playing in your face. They get the easy kill on Laurel. They really don't even have to commit any remnants or anything. At best, they would run after Soxa, but they didn't have any detection for him, so he gets away.
Giving up track kills while Sven solo takes your tower, and you're waiting for cooldowns here. This is the pace that Spirit had to be ready for in this series, and right now, it's looking rough because they're cooldown dependent.
Look at Darachi just taking the farm away from them. This little hard cam stack.
This is greedy, though.
They're going to try and punish him, and they should be able to do so. Darachi trying to take too much off the map from Spirit.
Well, that's a little bit of a Darachi death. You'll get it out of the way early, game 1.
That's
only
true,
12
that's
minutes
true.
in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's his one for the day. That's what you tell yourself.
Knowing that there's 3 more coming down the pipe, but, you know, that is the nature of him as a player.
The center.
Just keep on slamming that ground. Spots a couple of heroes. Thought about going for the Burrow Strike there. That would have hit 2, but instead just cuts the wave.
They're very close to Ember Mage Slayer right now. And that would skew this fight very far into their favor. Reduce a lot of the Shaker damage. And he's the big damage dealer for Spirit right now. So you could take him out of the fight with Mage Slayer hits. I'd be very happy. I mean, again, do Spirit want to...
Fissure.
Like, who do they want to jump here? They just want to find some squishy target. All they see is 33. And an Ember that is also very tanky.
Tundra just keep on pressuring Spirit into trying to make a move.
The other thing is with this lineup with the carry Furion, I don't think you're too sad about these standoffs if you're Spirit, if you're holding towers, if the Furion's pressuring the map. But right now, Radon, he's just in the jungle doing Ancients. You're not taking this top tier 1. You're not pushing the lanes in aggressively against Tundra. Tundra are getting away with a lot right now.
They need to punish this bounty hunter, and they might be able to do so. Burrow Strike comes in, trying to interrupt things, but it just sets up the Echo Slam, sending Sox's body flying, and now 33 is low, and he doesn't have the same support as he did last time. Another hit of the Chan Totem gives Laurel the double.
Spirit's patience. They bait Tundra in, overextension from the Sand King. Didn't even have to use the time zone. I think we're going to see Collapse try and be as disciplined about using this spell as possible, because it is still a long cooldown spell. And the second you throw it out, you're giving a lot of freedom to Tundra on the map. 33 not happy with the decision making there. Overextending into the Spirit lineup is very terrifying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of counter initiation. There's a lot of AoE control. You're going to get time dilated, swarmed, stunned by Shaker, stuck in Macro Pyre, Ice Path. Wrath of Nature is going to come through. It's just going to hit everybody. You're not going to have cooldowns. You're not going to be able to move. You're not going to have attack speed. You're not going to have armor.
What do you got?
You've
Tormentor,
got
apparently.
a big sword, and you can swing it.
Yeah, Duraccio is a simple man, and he will help get Soxa. That's the Friendly Shadow, which is going to be a very interesting ability for heroes like 33.
Yeah, it's nice for the Sand King. It's also nice for the Sven. Invis this guy up before a fight. He can bypass ward vision, just blink in, pick his target.
Yeah, he hits somebody, they're stunned. He's doing 20 bonus damage just right out the gate. Dust available. Soxa dies again.
Okay.
Toro collects his due.
Very easy kills. Love those if you're collapsed right now. That's how you're going to get back in this game. He's still looking for that halberd of his own. A little far behind 33, but you expect that. Sand King is doing Sand King things.
33 seems fed up with this mid tower staying up. He just runs at it, brute forces it down.
And amp damage in the river.
That is a great
Instant
pickup.
smoke. Yeah, this is not a fight you want to get stuck in if you're Spirit, unless Tundra overclump. You have Glimmer Cape on the Sand King, you have Mage Slayer on the Ember. This Shaker is having a lot of his damage reduced if he gets stuck by the chains.
Rue, ooh, barely gets off his ult. Shikuchi, not up. He's going to try and deal with the Sentry, but he's just dead. Better him than Collapse in this situation.
Oh, for sure. Downside of all these kills are they are track kills.
Yeah.
So even if Tundra overcommit and bring 3 or 4 to a fight, if they get a track kill out of it, you get some compensation there. And again, Radon is just not confident to shove other sides of the map deep. He's playing it very safe, doesn't want to feed away his life. Can understand why. The pickoff from Tundra is kind of insane in this lineup. You have Bounty Hunter who can scout and set up. You have a lot of stuns. You have Deadshot that can reach you from super far away. You have Ember, of course, that can easily just play the map. Until you have BKB, you're not going to be confident getting these lanes in super deep. So kind of a defensive posture from Spirit right now. Not something they're unused to.
He's going to walk into another Ward Sentry combination.
Another easy pickoff.
The Bounty Hunter kind of gives as much as it takes. I mean, yeah, it gives you all this track kill gold, but we are seeing Spirit the way that they play, which is so defensively.
Yeah, they're very good at it.
They're very good at setting up traps for Bounty Hunter.
They don't mind being behind as long as they keep finding openings. And they have a 5v4 on the map.
Here. Oh, spotted to go for Duraccio. That's going to be a harder hero to kill for sure, as he's got a BKB, and this is not a problem. Deadshot immediately on Radon as he teleports in. They do manage to hit him here with the time stone. It looks like they're just going to overwhelm this Sven. Couldn't stand up toe-to-toe against all that. Radon saved there by the Ice Path. 33 trying to get off the epicenter. Hasn't gone off just yet. Yotaro does end up dying, but so far 1 for 2. Rue on his way out. Collapse has got a time walk to jump away. Maybe BZ up. Oh, the slide ends up hitting the neutrals. He hits the chains on the 2 hill trolls.
I don't think they would have gotten them there anyway.
Yeah, I guess
he spend damage.
He does have the Heaven's Halberd, so what was he going to do? Walk up and just be disarmed?
I mean, it's not a bad fight for Spirit, but every time that Furion goes down, it hurts a lot. This is the hero you need to continue scaling in this game. It's going to give you the big damage later.
Yeah, they got 1,200 gold change off that to their favor. Good for everybody else but Yotaro, I guess.
Yotaro just got stuck in a really weird spot in that river. Yeah. And Whitemon annoying with the calling dead shots here.
Heaven's Halberd used onto the Sven, slow down some of the damage. Ice Pat trying to come in, doesn't actually land right away, but Duracio's BKB is still on cooldown. He's just done for. There are too many stuns, too many slows for him to be able to deal with, and now Team Spirit picking up the pace, outnumbering Tundra, using their global. It's a 3 versus 5 now. Tundra coming into it a little bit late. Look at 33. He's looking for the epicenter. He's going to have the burrow strike. Go straight for the Earthshaker. Might be able to get that one kill. He's very low. Macro Pyre on out. Laurel does tick out, but so does 33. A 1 for 4 with the 5th one on the run as Collapse, relentless in the chase, hopes to get a little lucky bash scenario, but will not find it.
I have a Fury on TP in 2.
He can spot BZM. BZM still has Lotus, Remnant. He should be fine.
I mean, you have time dilation, though. This spell really screws with some of the mobility out of Tundra. There's no dispels on the field yet. I am surprised Tundra committed for that fight after the turn. And yeah, he eventually caught up to him here.
And he can't jump to his Remnant. Now he's just leashed for so long, and it finally wears out. But as you said, time dilation. So by the time he actually gets loose, he can't throw out another Remnant. He's time dilated.
And he's just out of Remnants now, too.
Yeah.
Wore through him. That was a streak. That was a dominating streak. 1,000 gold kill, basically. Radon clicks the streak. Essence Ring online for this Furion. He's top net worth. That was a massive gold swing in the last 2 minutes here. 6 or 7K. As Spirit just fighting the full team wipe. I can't believe Tundra committed for that fight top after the Sven is the first target to go down, and they didn't use big ults on him. Just did not look favorable. You have to play around your damage here if you're Tundra. You have the 2 big sources in the Sand King and the Sven. Those are your 2 heroes that are going to bring these tanky cores down, let you burst targets. You lose half of that right off the bat, you're not in a good spot, as this time zone's going to be coming up again pretty quick. Tundra need to try and always get these lanes in so you can look for plays. Do not want to let Furion control the map. This Weaver's also being pretty annoying in terms of the elusivity. Is that a word?
Sure, we'll call it a word. Got him on the Rod of Atos into the silence. Chained up, 33 hits the burrow as well, but oh, the dead shot, just perfect timing there from Whitemon.
Yeah, Splink Sand King is going to pick up the pace now. This is an item you can play really fast with around the map.
And they will have even more pace coming out of the Sven as he completes his Blink Dagger. So go, go, go time for Tundra. This is where they look to build up that gigantic net worth advantage, just running over Spirit with track kills. But
did they give Spirit too much?
Yeah.
That's the question, because they're getting to BKBs now, and the team fight is not going to be easy once these core BKBs come out. Radon he's a beast right now.
Yeah.
He's 720 GPM. Well ahead of the Sven, just cleaning through this map. He is going to have BKB. The Shakers is already done. You're going to have a Manta on the Faceless Void soon. These cores are getting a lot of EHP in the next minute. And what kind of damage are you looking like outside of Tundra? It's just BKB Blink Sven. Dyrachyo has to connect here. He has to connect big time.
Radon, he teleports bottom, uses Mjolnir, instantly TPs out. He's just pushing out that wave without showing anything, giving nothing for Tundra to hunt.
Now, Spirit scanned the pit. They think there's a decent chance Tundra are Roshan because they have triple observers on the top half of the map. They see nothing.
Sure.
Pretty strong likelihood that Spirit know Tundra are in this jungle right now. They don't know if they're committing for the Roche. And again, they're trying to finish the Fury on BKB. It's flying out right now. Fully expect Spirit to make a smoke play here on the chance that Tundra are manning up for this.
Oh, they would be underneath a ward right now as the smoke, it's going to wear out. They get the word on the high ground. Whitemon starts making a run for it. Spirit already pushing out, though. They spotted 33 early. Instant Echo Slam. See if they can keep the chains done here with the Ice Path. Should be fairly easy. The silence, though, goes off. Disrupts things a little bit. And now Collapse. He's got position to get a time zone on 2. But Dyrachyo hits the back line. He goes straight from Maposhka, trying to deal with this nasty Skiro. He got bashed up, but he managed to get the cleave on through off of Collapse. Kills the other support as well. But now he's caught inside of the Sprout. Can't get out. And dead. Too many times that he is sprouted and stunned by fissures and enchant totems. It's too much for the Sven as soon as the BKB is down.
This Mjolnir is just shredding him. Radon does so much damage if he's allowed to just sit there right-click uncontested. Didn't even pop the BKB for that. Dealt 2,000 damage to that Sven. The early magic damage procs coming out of him are just slicing through the armor, and you're not going to have it up for the full fight anyway. We saw how much the Sven got kited there. That's the value of the Faceless Void Bash in this game. You eventually get to that Axe too. It only takes 1 or 2 to ruin this Sven's day. And this was a fight where the time zone really didn't do that much, to be honest. It could have had a much larger impact. Just being able to start on 33, again, 2 big damage sources in this Tundra lineup, take out the Sand King first. That's half of the puzzle. The Sven gets kited later. Fight's done. Tundra need to start these fights on their terms. Take advantage of the track.
The smoke is going to break immediately. Saksa. I mean, at least you got a smoke. 33 will chill out a little bit and then push out bottom.
Tundra just don't have any momentum in this game. They still have a very slight gold lead, but nothing in the last 10 minutes has really gone their way. And there's no contest on this Roshan, which has got to feel bad for 33. I mean, he is playing a kind of utility blink frontline Sand King that doesn't get to take a fight around the Roach Pit. Not happy about that one, and not happy about seeing an Aegis in this Furion, because now Radon can just stand his ground against the Sven Burst, against the Sand King Epicenter. He'll just sit there, BKB, and hit you back. And he's doing a higher amount of DPS right now.
Yeah, it feels like they are just not going to be able to burst down many heroes. Double BKB, the Manta on Collapse, combined with the Heaven's Halberd. He's got 2,000 HP, but his effective HP is so high, unless it's just all magic damage burst.
I almost wonder if this Furion is something Spirit had in mind to bust out against Tundra if they played them again, purely for the map control. Just get a hero that can shove the waves in to slow down the pace. Because traditionally, that is one of the best ways you can play against fast teams. Sometimes it doesn't work because you get run over. But if it does work, heroes like Naga, Furion, Darkseer, Underlord, they can really slow the game down because you get clogged in these mid games where you're on lane duty all the time. Your Ember has to go back. Your Sand King has to go back. The lane's hitting your tier 2. If you make a move, you're losing gold to make that move. So the move's not even that good, even if it connects. All of these things add up. I would not be surprised if Spirit play more of these kind of heroes, either on Radon or Collapse, just to really ruin Tundra's first 20 minutes and control the pace.
Which is why the 10 to 15 minute window is like so important, right? Where Team Spirit are playing super
100%.
defensive. If Tundra, if they're going to break them and just run them over, it's going to be in that window, right? But if they could push through, then the Nature's Prophet starts becoming more and more of a menace. Saksa, I mean, there is rotation coming from a dead shot. I mean, they're not going
try again.
A third attempt, a third stun.
All right, round 4.
Saksa is saying, I'm sticking around.
Dude, stop it, man. All right, round 5.
You're tracked, my brother.
Round 6.
Brother!
Surely it'll work this time. Just go in the base, man. Just stop.
They've wasted like 30 seconds of his Aegis.
At the same time, he's wasting 2 supports. They're pushing mid.
I mean, I guess so.
Who's actually wasting whose time? You're getting gold out of him. I can't believe he tried that 6 times in a row. He's so stubborn, dude. He's so stubborn, actually.
He's
just sitting there. Do you know who I am? Do you see my name on that Aegis? I dare you, stun me one more time. See what happens.
One more goddamn time.
I'm about to play that Faceless Void next game. You stun me one more time.
Spotted 33, has to burrow strike away.
Still have Aegis for 2 minutes here as the Furion hits level 20. So Sprout Leash.
Yeah.
Already online.
So deadly for the Sand King and the Ember.
Yeah, BZM is in trouble. He went Manta, he does not have a BKB. Very high chance he could just get completely debilitated in the fights.
Spot him on the dust. Barely got sight. Oh, maybe they didn't see him. Nighttime vision making it a little awkward. Just barely outside of Laurel's vision, I guess.
This bounty has been annoying. Looking for the wisdom.
Well, he knows he's here now, but the dust is on cooldown, so... okay, the stubbornness of Team Spirit wins again.
I mean, they're trying to set up plays on the sides of the map to split Spirit up. They don't want to fight into this Aegis. They'll take the
instant
jump.
echo, but at the same time, Tarachi is going to make the jump on the Earthshaker, chained up, and Saksa making a run for it. But now, after Tarachi uses BKB, just praying that a bash doesn't land, and it doesn't.
He got 4 hits and no bash?
And once again, Saksa gets away with, like, I don't know, probably less than 50 HP.
Oh my. Tundra playing a game of centimeters right here. I do not know if they should have gotten away with that like they did. Still end up losing the Ember, who just gets sprouted and killed by Radon, making it look easy.
Well, next time Tarachi makes that play, it won't be possible. no matter what kind of luck you have on Collapse, next fight, he's going to have an Aghanim Scepter. He has a bash on command.
There's just so much scale in the Spirit lineup. Like, you're up gold in the mid game with an offlane Faceless Void. It doesn't really get better than that.
Dyrachyo in trouble. No BKB, gets caught at the bottom lane. They're, as you said, trying to split up Spirit across the map, but how do you do that when the initiation is so overwhelming? If Earthshaker wants to jump somebody, he's going to get him. And then you've got an Nature's Prophet that could join it 80 times, right? Like, even if Saksa managed to get away for a little bit there, eventually that teleport was going to be coming in from Radon.
Tundra need to find ways to get numbers.
And look at him, he just goes after Whitemon immediately. Spotted him on a deep lane ward. Whitemon does have a teleport, but that's killing your map. More and more heroes are having to go back to base, and you could see Spirit is beginning to corral Tundra deeper and deeper onto their side of the map.
This is where the lead's going to start to build for them. Every time a hero goes back to base, it's going to shoot up a K as the Fearan just collects everything here. Even his Faceless Void is starting to pick up the farm rate. That Ags will do it as well. You're getting power rune control. Tundra they're in deep trouble here. Struggling to find advantageous fights, and the big question is, can you be complacent trying to equal the scale in this game? I don't think you can. You are going to get pretty strong on the Sand King. Like, eventually, you do have a Shivas already. You can get to things like the Sand King Ags that he's eyeing up.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you can survive in the fights. And Faceless Void is a tough hero to play against in the late game, no matter what position he's on. At some point, you're getting time dilated. At some point, you're getting bashed. At some point, either Chronosphere or Time Zone's hitting you. They're just tough spells to itemize against.
But what are you debating? Do you feel like Tundra just need to go all out, 5-man smoke, run it, Spirit over and over again, because you don't think that the scale is comfortable going late?
They need to find pickoffs, basically, which encompasses two things. One, getting the lanes out against the Fearan without dying. That's been a struggle. The other is finding isolated targets on the map. They'll get one here. The second you get these kind of pickoffs...
That's a gem. That is a valuable pick.
That is very valuable, and you need to transition it into more. You can't get a pick-off, go back to your side of the map and farm. You need to pick off into jumping somebody else.
I mean, they use God's Strength for that, so you know Tundra want to keep finding more, and they will find it en route.
All right, this is the kind of gameplay that's going to get Tundra back in this game and set them up to take that next Roshan, which is going to be huge for them. I think they need it. That's going to give you a lot more staying power, because Radon is just... He's an absolute monster. He is 8,000 ahead of this Fed, which is disgusting.
Yeah, it's at least one full item up on him.
He can still get killed by Dyrachyo. That's the thing. He can get bursted pretty fast. If he gets Burrow Struck and Storm Hammered, there's a decent likelihood you can chain stun it with a Dead Shot or something and just chunk him down in that interval.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Nemesis Curse on him for on Radon, so they ever do get the jump on him, it'll be fantastic.
Ag's done on the Void, though, so there's an interrupt. Collapse could just leap in, try and cover him.
Sure.
You don't have BKB on the Sand King. 33 debating Hex now. Some more single target jump control.
Yeah, for me, it feels like the fight is over as soon as the BKB is gone for Tundra. Specifically for Dyrachyo. There are just too many kiting mechanisms available for Spirit.
I think it's all about the jump. Tundra have to be the ones initiating. I don't think any fight where they get jumped is going to be good for them. Do finish up Radiance on BZM.
Yeah, with Manta, that's an interesting idea that'll give you a bit more map control, right?
Yeah, this definitely helps control the waves, control the pressure, and it's pretty solid in the fight here, honestly. The mischance is not insignificant here. Even on the Weaver, for example. Just nice to have it running.
Tundra looking for an early Roshan, perhaps?
I mean, they need the next Rosh. There's no way Tundra can afford giving this the Spirit. They're going to try and fight them.
Take over the high ground. Spirit entering on the other side. Tundra, it's going to break on Whitemon. Instantly echoed. Laurel not messing about. He'll take any kill he can get. They go for collapse. Chain set him up. And do manage to get him. Duracho with the rest of his God Strength. BKB. He needs another kill, and he's not going to be able to find it. Meanwhile, Radon right in the middle of the sandstorm. After 33, activates his BKB, getting rid of the Heaven's Halberd. It's not quite enough to be able to get him. Blink of Fate. He managed to get away. While Radon, he teleports out of the situation and resets a little bit. Laurel, he's going to be harried a bit by Soxa. That Sprout is just too good. Duracho, again, the BKB is gone, and the kiting mechanisms begin to kick in from Spirit. BCM right in the middle of all these heroes, but he's going to be Ice Path. They go up to Laurel, do manage to get that kill. Pops Manta, turns around, goes for the kill onto Mumposhka as well. Gets it running, but Orchid, he's not going to last. In the end, a 3 for 5. Spirit clearly coming out the winners as they head straight down mid.
The fact you're able to finish off 33 is just huge there. And I mean, this Ember was doing some work at the end of the fight, but this Furion is absolutely out of control. There was no target priority going into him. Tundra felt he was too big, too bad to ever take on, had that Satanic up his sleeve. And the downside of letting Radon survive that entire fight, he's level 25 already. Already has the Mega Treant.
Yeah, here they come.
And honestly, there's not much in this Tundra lineup that deals with these Treants well.
No.
This is just going to take that map pressure up to a whole new level, and you lost the Roshan fight here.
Yeah, you can see Soxa is already queuing up the Dagon, but it's going to be a while until he gets it. Trying to get into the pit. This is really their only option. With Roshan going over to the other side, perhaps a possibility of a play to be made.
Yeah, what's Spirit's play call here? Follow the Rosh or look for the kills? They're going
looks
for the
like
kills.
They're looking for the kills. They don't want to give them the opportunity to steal the Roshan. They just go for the pick-offs on the supports while they have them. Whitemon activating the Pierce the Veil. Doesn't have a TP to get out of the situation. He has to stand and fight with the help of Soxa. Might be able to get a kill off it, and they do manage to kill the Weaver. As a result,
very awkward.
Look at that Treant, man. He's swinging. He's swinging. Oh, my God. Jeez, this time dilation. He's going to die. He's just too powerful. The time dilation and the Treant are too much for him.
Can't escape the clutches. What is going on here?
Sandstorm, Shiva's delaying up, but Roshan, it's a bit too strong for 33 to take it on his own, and now he's stuck.
That was an incredible mana from 33. And he just got brought down.
They're giving up the Roshan, but maybe they can find the pickoffs in the mid. Ooh, Ghost Scepter goes off right before Duracho hits them. As a result, no kills possible. Ice Path, now they're going to be potentially sprouted up together. Duracho left inside the trees again and again. He cannot burrow his way out. They force-staffed after Soxa. He managed to get away. Fishing, looking for more, but it's not really needed. Spirit are up on 5 with an Aegis. Can just march down the mid lane. Well, maybe not, actually. Wave got cut.
There will always be wave cutting when you're playing against Tundra. It can go through backdoor.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the damage for it. They're just going for it. These Treants, plus all of these heroes hitting the buildings. Whitemon trying to disrupt them a little bit with the calling. Needs to get the silence away so he can get the Pierce the Veil off. It never goes off.
Tanking buyback, Tundra.
Slight chains, ruin some trouble here. It's constantly silenced up. Now Sox is going to die for it, but they do manage to get one hero off the map for Spirit.
That's a dieback on the Weaver.
Trying to finish up this tier 4. The backdoor protection is proving to be a bit of a nuisance, given the Heaven's Halberd. A regen backup for the building a bit. This is slowing things down. They need 30 seconds for Duracho. They do not want to have to use these buybacks, but now the creeps are inside the base. Backdoor protection is gone.
I think you're going to have to buy back the Sven here.
You're just waiting for the initiation, I would guess. BCM popping the Manta. Oh, slight, but it gets hit by the Ice Path. Macropire going out. They're going in deep. Now the buyback comes in. TP's behind them. 33 gets the initiation on Maposhka. Quick pick off there. Oh, the Heaven's Halberd. Duracho, he tried to go for the kill and collapse, but he won't be able to have it. Now he's left in the middle of no man's land, going back for Yatoro, who does end up losing his life against BCM, surrounded by all these heroes.
Slotted in BKB,
but they don't have any way to pierce. He's just out.
That was a very clutch BKB slot. He did it before he died. So you guaranteed he would have the cooldown up.
Nice.
Spirit get out. They don't take a Rax. They end up taking 2 tier 4s. And they don't even get the glyph. So honestly, not too much base damage done.
Oh, 33. This would be amazing, but Watcher kind of ruins things for you.
Biggest thing about that fight, though, is you got 4 buybacks effectively out of Tundra.
Yeah.
They're on their last leg here. Another lost fight. They're missing everything. BZM doesn't have the gold. He has to buy out.
This guy's got 3,300
what
HP.
Is happening?
33 just trying it alone while Duracho almost dies. They're split up all around the map. I'm not sure what the play is here exactly from Tundra. 33 needs help. Dyrachyo needs help. They're after Radon.
They all need help. They want Radon, though. They're focusing him.
I mean, they know he doesn't have the BKB. They're not going to allow him to get the teleport away. And Dyrachyo back into play. Hits him with a stun. Bloodthorn, a little threatening. One shot is almost enough. But now it looks like the support's tagging him out. Radon, Satanic coming back up. He's going to heal up. And now here comes the reinforcements. Spirit Wolves bail out their carry. Bloodthorn again. Silenced up. BZM activates the BKB. But where's the Ren? Then he jumps down to the river. Another one back into the forest. Trying to get rid of this bug. Trying to get away from Yatoro. But there's no getting away from the carry of Spirit. His teleport is too good. And they will take the win in the opening game of this best of 5 against Tundra.
Radon with the instant DC. This man is locked in right now.
Of the meta. Apparently you just throw out all the normal heroes and draft entirely new ones. Kunkka, Clinks, Team Spirit. Shaking things up here, Avery.
This is a wild draft for them. I could see this succeed. I could also see it just completely fail as Radon gives yawn. Apparently he's bored in this series, so he needs to spice it up. You know, give me the skeleton archer.
Just unfair.
And I will strafe them to death. Does take that new suppressive strafe facet.
Yeah, suppressive fire.
Suppressive fire.
Yep.
Which gives you mischance every time one of those arrows connects. So could be pretty relevant versus the Tiny. Generally a core hero that does not deal well with evasion.
The battle
He doesn't want to build MKB or Bloodthorn too early.
Sure.
To deal with mischances. I can kind of see some logic there, especially if you get some goo stacks on him. I think that's where this lineup could really come together. Just kite out this Tiny, put a bunch of minus armor on him. He has a bunch of mischance. Upside for Tundras, they have this Abaddon who can shield a lot of these debuffs off. And it looks like a pretty good Abaddon game. You're against Bounty Hunter, always nice because Bounty hates when you group and clump with Sustain. Abaddon does that all the time. You purge off a lot of the goo stacks from the Bristle on the main target that you're trying to focus.
Sure.
And it's generally a hard hero for Clinks to play into sometimes because you can't go on him. In a lot of fights, you go on your first target, you become exposed, they're going to turn on you. You don't want to waste that attack of opportunity on an Abaddon who has borrowed time.
Which is why I like the Kunkka pickup so much, as First Blood is already taken in the top lane. Whitemon overestimating the power of his own mischance in the Starstruck.
And ultimately, Austin, that is why I have to lean Tundra here.
You're actually going to go Tundra?
I cannot bet
has been killed.
against the Whitemon Mirana. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Just don't do it, Austin. Just don't do it. I cannot believe they gave it to him. I also knew they were going to pick it in this game.
They're also still chasing after Dyrachyo while Whitemon is gone, because Whitemon had to teleport into lane. That's why they focused him down in the first place. It was a huge opportunity. He does manage to get the neutral creep denied, but this puts him out of lane for a full 30 seconds.
It's really bad start to the Tundra safe lane. You're just missing so much here.
Dude, level 1 goo is just way too good.
Yeah, it is a brutal spell for any melee hero to play into. Strong start to the lanes for Spirit overall, particularly in that top lane. Laurel's going to free farm mid on this Kunkka, and this lane, I think this is the lane Tundra can win the hardest. Like, Weaver Abaddon is a strong lane, and Clinks is not that strong of a lane, to put it mildly.
No.
He can survive lanes, but often this hero has troubles winning the CS battle, and he does not help his support if the support is getting gone on. So I can absolutely see Miposhka go down a couple times in this lane if Tundra want to invest in the detection for it.
I was thinking about it. One thing that maybe helps out Clinks is we're seeing a lot of carries try and utilize this ancient camp that is behind the safe lane tower. And I do think Clinks is one of the heroes that benefits from that being an ancient camp rather than the easy and medium camp it was before.
I could see that. He can also stack it up. This hero can clear stacks a little bit.
A little bit. Bugs go out. Miposhka.
No detection yet.
Yeah. He laid out a sentry. He knew he was in a safe space, so.
This is going to be a free farm lane for 33, though. There's just no way to force Abaddon off this lane. So he will have his pick of what early items he wants to go. I strongly suspect it will be something in the Blade Mail, maybe Halberd. We've seen him do Lotus Orb on this hero, and I fully expect the Blink to come out on the Abaddon at some point.
What do you do when two Invis heroes sit on a Lotus pool?
There's a sentry coming on the Courier.
Yeah.
He gave it up.
Okay, yeah, he did.
Didn't want to lose his Courier, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a big Lotus win for Miposhka here. Extra regen in this lane is going to be super nice. Mid is almost entirely even. And I think that's probably how it should be here. I think early defusal on BZM could really ramp this game up because there's some very susceptible heroes on the side of Spirit in terms of what that Mana Burn can do.
Sure.
Really good versus the Bristleback, a la Tops and TI. Honestly, Mana Burn is nice versus Kunkka because his mana pool is not that large. And if you run out of mana for one spell of the combo, it really neuters your team fight impact.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying hero for Morta in the early game. And this Clinks can also get mana burned out. It's a hero that needs mana to play fights and doesn't generally build mana items. So you get a fast defusal here, you're going to be cooking.
I think it is actually one of the biggest issues with Clinks is like, what is your first item? Now, I know Radon likes the Falcon Blade first. So it's not surprising he's going to continue that tradition in the new patch.
You need some mana regen on this hero. Either through a neutral item or a cheap Falcon Blade or something.
Yeah, last patch it was people going Null Talismans because the mana regen from that item, but...
Here on Whitemon, has no leap charges, got to fight it out.
Yeah, they're going to try and trade out supports here. Whitemon does die. Duraccio,
he's dead too.
He is going to be able to get that one kill, but yeah, the goo just builds up, and he is a hero with no armor. So,
I mean, we saw Spirit give this Tiny in the draft. So if you give away this hero that has been a first ban hero the entire tournament, you have to have a plan for it. They got their response in the Bristleback. They forced the lane matchup, or at least it was given to them because you know they're probably playing Tiny carry. And it's a great matchup for the Bristle. So they are shutting down this Tiny early, ruining his acceleration. And that is going to hurt Tundra's game plan a lot because ideally you want this Tiny to free farm so he can start clearing through stacks in jungle really fast.
Even worse that this mid lane matchup that was even now gets ganked up by Rue because of the success in the top lane. He knows that he's able to just go mid for a little bit. Collapse should be totally fine as he is level 5 with boots, Ring of Health, Soul Ring.
He is untouchable.
And he's certainly putting that to a show right here. It just farms the camp and the easy camp while two heroes are watching.
This is a really strong start for Spirit. I did not expect them to do this well in the lanes.
A little bit of pressure, but he does have Death Pact up in 2 seconds, so should kind of be fine as the bugs go out, but he gets a little bit of heal from the Death Pact. He also gets level 5 off of that, so a double Death Pact.
Eats the catapult.
Way too much HP.
You're not even winning this lane on the side of Tundra. I think this was the best one in terms of chance for them to roll it over.
And he's going to get the Lotus too. Fight for the power room. BZM uses Rolling Thunder to secure it. Meanwhile, Maposhka tried a little bit too hard, it seems, to mess with 33.
BZM. Overstay, you're welcome.
Yeah, he's able to swashbuckle it off. It is hard to lock down the Pango. It still managed to get the kill despite the Lotus pickup. Had the Death Pact on cooldown for a little while. Collapse, meanwhile. The arrow. Can Whitemon land this one? Starstruck. Now that he's in a corridor, the arrow is guaranteed to land. Tundra striking right back.
Oh yeah, those are big pickups. They needed them in these side lanes. These two cores are getting close to level 6s. You had to get something going. And borrowed time popped. Another rundown here. He's gonna get another kill.
It was, oh, he does stick out to the damage over time. Dude, 33.
He just 1v3'd effectively.
Yeah, he killed him one by one, 3 in a row. Yeah, you're right.
Look how farm he is now.
Arrow lands on, and they stop the Wisdom Rune grab, but they can't stick around for it. Now he's going to be pushed back into it. He regrets using that leap now, I'm sure.
Still, Tundra were looking like they were in trouble in this early game, and 33 just puts the team on his back right here. Says, don't worry, guys. I'm going to win this lane on my own. Saksa, go help the boys.
Oh, the dead shot doesn't land, neither does the Torrent. Saksa survives, maybe for now. Yeah, he's surrounded by too many heroes. Trying to use the Rolling Thunder. Maybe he can chain stomp Laurel long enough to get this kill. As he hits them multiple times, but he puts himself in a little corridor. Here comes the arrow. They'll bust him into the arrow, and they finish him off. Now he's surrounded by 3. Can he get out? Not looking good. Couldn't even get off the shield crash.
This still wins for Tundra, though, because they were losing the laning phase, so now you break it up. You get a lot of gold on the Abaddon plus the Pango here. You're in way better shape and space for Duraccio. He doesn't have to just sit in this lane and try and deal with the Bristleback, so he's having a much better time. Early Radiance, perhaps, for that Abaddon. That could be... I mean, that is putting the game on your back, right? It's like, all right, I got to do something here, change this game up, change this series up. I will be the carry now.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea. If you are having this good of a start. Radiance, Manta, sounds like a great get. Does manage to hit him with the dust here, but Radon, he's pretty fast. The dust debuff only lasts so long.
Could see 33 getting really aggressive in this game. I think he needs to maintain that aggression. Spirit do not have great answers to the Abaddon here, particularly early on. Unless you want to throw Collapse in there and like really try and run him down, but I think Collapse is very happy with where he's at.
Oh,
4-1 and 3. He's just chased everybody out of this top lane. Arguably having an even better game almost than 33. He's just had to split the XP multiple ways.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom
Tower, it's going to fall 33. First to 5K in net worth. Though Collapse should get that same accomplishment here pretty soon with this top tower being totally free. Don't think Tundra are going to contest him anymore, especially as he has a full-out Heaven's Halberd on the way.
If you can get into the part of the game where your cores are too tanky for Spirit's damage, that's kind of how you abuse Kunkka, which is why we saw this hero fall off. I think the meta in the last few years has really revolved around finding ways to make high damage heroes unkillable.
Yeah.
You combine an insane amount of EHP with some capability of doing pretty good scaling damage. That's the recipe for a
pretty
meta
good
hero.
example, right? We saw this last PA, a lot of HP
100%.
items, full stats, builds. Yeah.
Like usually you either find a hero that does absurd damage and build him tanky, or you find an absurdly tanky hero and build him damage. You need one of those two pathways. Kunkka is just in that weird spot where he's tanky, but how do you make this hero do damage?
Yeah.
Generally, it's only ever been the water park, obviously.
Yeah, that was definitely a meta for a while there. Arrow slips on by. BZM. Silence about to wear off, but the X, that'll stop him from being able to get off the Rolling Thunder. Now they look for Whitemon as well, who does have one leap, but he's going to be running right into a torrent. Does manage to dodge it, but damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Dude, Collapse just on a rampage in this game. First pick Bristle in response to that Tiny Age. Already getting out of control.
Soxa is still level 4. He's given up so much experience to 33, who is level 9 at this point in time. He's totally free farming the bottom lane, but it also leaves Soxa without much area to get experience. So his Shikuchi, low enough level, he is easily caught.
This game is going to be 100% on 33 and what he can do. He's going to have to drag the team back. They're still trying to deal with this Bristleback. They just don't have the tools yet.
I mean, the fact that he's using Rolling Thunder and really can't do too much with it here.
Don't have to Fusel up. That's your entryway into these skirmishes.
Another
Lose
X-Torrent.
another hero.
Yeah, these supports, they are just getting fed upon. The Kunkka is too good of a counter to heroes that are usually, as supports, quite mobile and hard to track down. But
You're still missing ults on both these supports for Tundra, whereas you have them online for Spirit. Just not favorable skirmishes. And again, you're investing so much of this in this Abaddon, who is going to have an absurdly fast Radiance. But every time you bleed out more of these kills, 33's entrance into the game is made that much harder.
right.
So you're kind of counteracting what he's doing by just staying here and not joining the fights. Can't afford to bleed too much more here if you're Tundra, or this Abaddon's not going to be able to pull you back.
Particularly since Miposhka has the track now, right? That bleeding is all the worse.
Yeah, he's already scouting out Dyrachyo, leeching some XP.
Collapse is making his way across, but
Oh, of course.
it's a long trek.
I mean, I think every time Collapse sees Dyrachyo in this game, he's going to make his life miserable.
All right, well, he finally gets here, and Dyrachyo is going to be victim to this.
Steal a stack too, or what?
I think so. Kill the hero first. Dyrachyo, knowing he's dead, is going to try and clear out as many of those Ancients as possible before he inevitably dies.
Scout him out, walk Bristle across the map. Easy carry kill, steal some of the creeps. Dyrachyo has nothing in this game. 33 has the fastest Radiance I've ever seen on an offlane Abaddon. And he's still
12
farming.
minutes and 14 seconds and had an Ancient stack available to him. He is not going to go Manta. He's going to go Blink Dagger first. As you said, he really likes this item quite a bit.
I feel like he has blinders on right now.
He's just, I don't know anything else that's happening in this game, guys. You figure it out. Hope it's not too bad. Please stop feeding, I'll carry.
Oh, the old mode Hector, you know?
Yeah. Question is, can Tundra stop feeding? Between the pickoff, the lockdown that the Kunkka provides, and the information that Miposhka is getting, hard for these heroes to exist anywhere on the map.
They are smoked up. They got the fuse on the Pango.
They're actually going to go to 33 heroes being ganked, which
This is
could be a
dangerous.
really good situation. The Radiance Burn is going to do quite a bit now with the Rolling Thunder control. Collapse is going to be in trouble. Rolling Thunder into Arrow. Boat's coming in, trying to give him the boost that he needs. Collapse trying to stay alive. 33 just keeps hunting him down. Now 33 without the borrowed time. Can he push through against
torn.
3 heroes? He's going after Radon. Oh, body block a little bit. The phase boost slips on by. Does manage to finish off Radon. Now Laurel's in trouble as well, and they don't have much control for him. Tick, tick, tick. Laurel, he'll take out. Double kill for 33. A 1 versus 3 is all he needs.
Super smart map play from Tundra. They smoked to the strongest hero just as Spirit decided to try and take him on. And you get the greatest team fight you could ask for in this game, which is that Radiance Abaddon going to work instantly. That is not a fight Spirit wanted to end up being in. Just unaware of the timing on the Pangolier and the connection Tundra were making. Because they were making this play top. Maposhka was getting chased out by a couple of heroes. I think Spirit felt a lot safer in that play because the bounty was making space than they actually were.
Yeah.
Tundra just said, we're going to make 2 plays at the same time.
What are you
We're
going to
make
do
sure we go
now
to this Abaddon.
if you're Radon, knowing that there is a Blink Dagger Abaddon?
Nothing. There's nothing you can do in this matchup except keep farming and stay away from him. Honestly, if you're Spirit right now, you got to dodge this guy. He's a big problem. He has 620 GPM on an offlane Abaddon at 15 minutes. Like, that is... Look, I've been watching Dota for a long time. That is ungodly.
Maposhka, who's setting up on the Tormentor, just trying to get some info, will be caught.
I mean, if 33 carries this game, I don't know what to say. Like, after that laning stage, how bad the Tiny's position is, he's just going to tell the team, yo, hop in my backpack. I left Liquid for a reason, boys.
33 will help them take Tormentor. Soxa gets much needed shard, though he doesn't have Geminate attack yet, but eventually this will allow him to cut some more waves.
I bet you wish that was the old Weaver shard. It buffed up the swarm, it detected invis. That thing was broken.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, Spirit trying to strike back in this game. They have their double blade mail available now between the Bristle and the Kunkka. So they have a lot of reflect damage. I don't know if there's that many heroes that are guaranteed to care about the reflection, though.
Here comes the Rolling Thunder. They're going to be fighting into the calling, but good hits from the Rolling Thunder initially with the toss back, putting them together. Still, though, hitting the Bristle back, not the best target. Rue managed to sidestep the arrow, but 33 comes in from behind. He's hitting some strength heroes, though, who immediately pop their blade mail, and there's the target he wants, but he's already taken so much damage he has to reset a little bit.
If that X had caught him,
Oh, yeah.
he would have been in trouble. You really have to think about these X marks in this game. It's a very good Kunkka game from a utility standpoint.
And it sets up the Clinks for a lot of success, who already has his Burning Barrage. Radon loves buying this shard as early as possible. Great farming tool, but also with the X, it's kind of guaranteed, right? X into boat.
Oh, yeah.
Burning Barrage that area. And we're going to see it put to use right here. Soxa.
Just gone.
Now the pressure mounts the other way as Maposhka having a poke at Whitemon.
Got all his leaps. That's worth a decent amount here, too. I mean, it is one of the best X-Mark games you're going to see in all. Maybe in the patch, because we never see this hero.
Yeah.
But super good counter to the Murano leaps. Super nice versus the Weaver. Honestly, it's pretty nice spell versus Pango sometimes, because you can jankily interrupt his rolling. Though Pango does have a pretty good matchup versus hero in general. And it's nice for the Abaddon. Like, you can try and blink away, but once you're X, you got to get that blink just right. Once Tundra are in a fight, they're kind of locked in. You're not going to be able to kite it out too easily. Unless you bring the Kunkka down first, which always a tall order.
Collapse, who's actually broken there for a second, but they are just bringing overwhelming damage. But look at that torrent hit into the boat. Dangerous, but they still manage to get the kill on Collapse. Still, though, Durachi is a bit low. Pops the Essence Ring, does get X, but they don't really want to overcommit too much. Meanwhile, BZM getting picked off by Radon. In the bottom lane, picked up, well, I guess he didn't pick up anything. Looks like he has an amp damage, but no.
Yeah, this is a really buggy model. You know,
Yeah, he's so blue.
the power of TI money buying cosmetics, I guess. TI winner advantage.
True.
That's a big kill for Spirit to get. This Abaddon is taking over fights can't just let Tundra get pickoffs and not get any sort of trade on the map.
I think one thing if you like the Furion for the map play, Clinks does give you that element as well, which we may see come into play as Tundra trying to push in these lanes, catch these heroes that are out on the map.
Bigger prize.
Good grab. Dyrachyo, sure, maybe you kill Maposhka, but Dyrachyo dying in the mid lane, that hurts.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean, all I want to know right now is what is 33's game plan to continue scaling in this game? He picks up Echo, he's going to go Harpoon. The issue with the Batten is sometimes it just is really hard to scale his damage into the later portions of the mid game. Like, it's hard to keep up with other scaling right-click cores because your passive just isn't as good the later and later the game goes. It's an early snowball passive more than that old silence one. His itemization is just so important here. He cannot afford to buy the wrong item or take a fight where that item doesn't help. Easy to deny for Radon.
Deny.
Now Mjolnir is done for the Clinks. The damage output is ramping up. You combine that Mjolnir with what is going to be a Shiva's on the Kunkka, going in, pulling people back with the Tidal Wave, the X, into Shiva's aura, into Mjolnir procs, the Burning Barrage. It's a nasty amount of kind of static team fight.
33. Blinks on Aru. Pierce the veil. There's some of the kiting that we're talking about. The arrow.
Oh, he already threw it.
Yeah. Dead shot back. This is not what you want to see if you're 33 right now. Getting kited around quite a bit.
And look who's setting up mid. Poshka just doesn't want the courier. He wants Dyrachyo.
Yep, his team. They are making their way over right now. Trying to slow down Dyrachyo. Dyrachyo sees what's coming, though.
Tundra also running cross map. Roshan will throw 33. Did not like that.
Gets him a little bit closer, Spirit, but now he's on the wrong side of the river. X'd, and he tried to blink out of the X. Doesn't work for him. Now he's going to be pulled back in by the Tidal Wave. There goes the ult. Heals back up a decent amount. Here comes rescue attempt from BZM. A torrent's going to land, stunning him up. Meanwhile, Larl does die as BZM's able to hit the back line pretty nicely. Tossed together. Going after Collapse now. Collapse still wants 33. 33 trying to kite away. Does hit him with the hairball, slowing him down. It's not good enough. Heroes raiding in from the high lane as Collapse trying to put more and more quills out. They do manage to take out BZM, yes, while Collapse sliver of HP as Drake keeping him alive. He will be okay for now, while Radon just delivers more and more damage. They focused on the tanky boys, and as a result, Radon has a free team fight for him.
Dyrachyo, get out of here. Does have some shields.
Bit of a fighting shield action, unless the dead shot is perfect. Dyrachyo would have been able to get away, but nasty. Rue is just so on point.
Nasty dead shot pushing him down those stairs. It's such an awkward fight for Tundra. I think the toss in on 33 was very aggressive. Didn't end up killing him. I think if it did, he would have tilted out of this game. But nonetheless, just too much HP to get through in this Spirit lineup. You could not get Collapse, man. That last Vessel charge, not enough from the Bounty Hunter. It's just so tanky. And the difference really is just the start Dyrachyo had in this game. This Tiny is 1,000 or 2,000 gold ahead because his lane was better. These fights could be going Tundra's way.
Sure.
Instead, you're falling just a little short. Still have 33 on top of this game, which is the crazy part. And that Harpoon will be coming out. Tanks so much in that fight as well. Cost Laurel his life.
Tundra just running it back, but smoke is going to be broken by Maposhka. They don't get the pick for it. 33. He still has an Invis rune.
I mean, he is completely alone here. Banking on no detection.
Yeah, he blinks out. Got a track on Tundra. And that just kind of kills the whole bit of aggression from the squad.
It's another nice little bit of synergy, too. You just track these heroes up. Guarantee you can get the X marks on things like the Weaver or the Mirana during the ulti. We should not forget about Moonlight Shadow in this game. Could be a really nice tool for Tundra later on when they have more initiation capability.
Yeah.
Hasn't been too useful so far, but that can change. Shadow Blade for the Tiny, another Invis mechanism. There's a lot of Invis in this game. I would expect some gems to come out in the short term here. Do not want to let these heroes get in and out of the fights on either team. And Harpoon done for 33, almost level 18. He is a beast. And we will see just how much a farmed offlane Abaddon can do.
They are near the pit, which Spirit's trying to sneak in a Roche here real quick. And it looks like they'll get it too.
It's a tough fight if the pain goes there and you get caught. Spirit just called the bluff. Burst it down. Aegis for Radon with that Mjolnir build. That feels good right now.
Oh, yeah. Note that he also went the Searing Signet, which combined with the Mjolnir actually gives him a decent amount of magic damage.
His barrage is hurt, man. You get strafed on. If he can land some strafes on the Tiny, it's just fight winning. Particularly if the Tiny's going on somebody. You hit him with that, he starts missing. That's massive.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If Maposhka wants to give a little poke, steal some gold. He's bringing the Kunkka down here a little bit. But Laurel did not go an Orchid build or anything like that, so kind of hard for the Kunkka to all in some of these heroes. He needs backup. Rue coming down. Full Gleipnir done for the Morta, by the way. Another catch mechanism.
And they're going to use all that catch. The silence, he's easily chain stunned. Calling, bow, X, I mean, all of these things, you get away from it, you get dead shot back in, you get away from it, you get tidal waved back in.
Can't run.
The area, like the team fight setup for Team Spirit is so deadly.
You cannot run from this team. Once you're in the fight, you're committed. Tundra have to live and die with the consequences of that. It's hurt this Weaver a lot. I mean, normally you pick this support, so he's elusive on the map. He gets lanes in, he's farming with bugs. 7 deaths on Soxa this game. Not had a fun time.
Which is funny, because I feel like Tundra's heroes are, at least the Tiny and the Abaddon, are pretty good heroes for that kind of team fight.
Oh, gem already up.
Nice arrow.
So there's that early gem that Tundra need in this game. You just can't let Maposhka get away with what he's been getting away with here. The setups have not been fast, but he's been doing a decent job of finding them. Just run heroes across the map. Nice little Tormentor pickup. 33 late to the party.
I think that's... Oh, I guess it was... Maposhka is the only one who does not have a shard now. Because all the cores love their shards on the side of Spirit, so they bought out.
33 looking for anything right now. Knows how strong he is. Knows the amount of pressure on him in this game too, but they did finish up the Brooch on the Tiny, so this is a big damage power spike for Dyrachyo. His game has been rough. However, he has recovered it, and now he does some serious DPS. Almost level 18 as well. Would be a nice little timing to hit here. The issue for Tundra is you are playing into Aegis, so Spirit not afraid to take the fight right now.
Gleipnir gets the grab onto Dyrachyo. Starting it slow. No X there from Laurel.
Wait, do you want to take this fight if you're Tundra? Shiva's on
Radon,
the
you got to be careful. You're walking right into him. He may have the Aegis, yes, but on the second life, he may still be in trouble.
Yeah, that's a rough position. Can they bail him out here?
I mean, with the Rolling Thunder hitting so many heroes, Radon, okay, Collapse is pushed forward. They're going to start going onto the Tiny here. Hit him with the Torrent, hit him with the bow. Tidal Wave back in, and he's gone.
Radon.
They try and deal with the Radon. They're getting closer and closer. 33, he finished them off, yes, and now he pops a borrowed time. Not taking any damage, though. He blinks, trying to get out the situation. The team fight, it's looking pretty good. Oh, good arrow. The turnaround kill on Collapse. BZM, one hit.
Shield.
Laurel, a second hit required. The Aphotic Shield goes off, and it's Laurel who dies instead. Tundra, they outplay Spirit in the fight. They get a great turn, a great initiation onto Radon, and it takes some heavy toll on Dyrachyo, but they do manage to win it.
The shields, the arrows, the spellcasting from Tundra coming alive in this game too as they absolutely strike back and get Radon twice. That looked like such a tough team fight. On Spirit's side of the map, with a Shiva's done on the Kunkka and a Glimmer on the Bristle, Essence Rings available, 2 lives on the Clinks. They cut through it all. Now you have a killing spree on this Mirana out of nowhere.
A killing spree that almost got taken away by Maposhka, but instead Maposhka will die instead.
Yeah, I warned you, Austin. I warned you.
You did warn everybody.
I warned them. I got kids ain't listening out here. I don't know what to tell you.
Sox is going to try and sneak the Wisdom Shrine. Radon Oh my god. I thought he was going to walk away from it.
I mean,
Question is, he can't really stick around. Dyrachio's on his way. So they are going to get double Wisdom Shrine, presumably. They still have the other one to claim.
It feels like Tundra are just getting the more impactful items right now. Ag's done on the Pango in combination with that Diffusal is going to add a lot to their team fight here. We saw some of the mana burn adding up as well.
I think you got to get BKB and Radon. Now that you no longer have the Aegis.
Like, I think you want BKB in all 3 cores here.
Sure.
So you can man up, bring big core targets down. But 33 is just beating you to all these timings. He's already level 20. He has an entire Assault Cuirass, plus a Gale Guard.
Like, is he going to go the Immolation DPS talent?
I think he's debating what he wants to do.
You consider it at this point. You are the team's damage.
I mean, he is absolutely putting up an MVP performance this game.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. This game does not exist without this 33 Abaddon right now.
Oh my god, they know Radon's here. They will fight him. There is no outs for him here.
This is a good opportunity to learn.
Yeah, he took the borrowed time immolation. This is 33's game to carry right now. Hey, Dyrachio, chill, my man. I got this. I got it on lock, you know? 8-0 and 8.
To pick off on the enemy carry. Tundra. Spread out on the map. Push in some lanes. And want to keep the dominoes falling here. Smoke up. Whitemon. BZM. Little 2-man. They're going to kind of trail 33, who pushes in the mid lane, now joins them for the smoke. They're going to sweep to the left side.
Trying to put some more pressure on before these BKBs come out on the side of Spirit. You were close to that Clinks one. The death sets him back. You finished the Bristlebacks. But honestly, I don't know how...
Near silence. Again, the chain stuns. This duo is pretty deadly. He does have Shikuchi, Yules, and Ghost Scepter. That's all going to help him out here.
Got to get out of your Spirit now.
Oh, the arrow just in time from Whitemon.
I expect nothing less at this point. Amp damage online for BZM as well, as 33 is just swinging into mid.
Spirit got a punish here. They can keep this guy in the area for a long time.
You can only borrow time blink, though, if you don't have the X up.
You can't initiate with the X is the problem there. That arrow.
The thing about the items on Collapse here is he didn't itemize to deal a lot of damage. It's all survivability and utility. He's playing the Snot Rocket. Are you that afraid of this Bristleback right now? Especially if you can start the fight on the Clinks and take the big damage out? I don't think that fight looks that difficult.
The other cores do not do any damage.
And that's
They're enabling the Clinks.
Big problem for Spirit right now. It means they need to start fights where Tundra are forced to deal with the Bristle and the Kunkka on the front line. And if that doesn't happen, the team fight is already going to start to fall apart fast here, because it means you're either killing supports or you're killing Radon. And that's the majority of your damage in the fight.
Okay. The Bristleback still top damage with no damage items being built. What a funny hero.
You do have to remember, he did a lot early game. He killed this Tiny like 4 times. That's like 1,000 damage each time.
It's just hilarious that I feel like there's a sign of Bristleback and how good the hero is when you can go a utility build, a utility facet, and still be like the most damage in the game.
Just Bristleback things built different.
Yeah.
.33 leading the charge. Just keeps playing in Spirit's face. Not giving them a lot of angles. And the fact he has the gem is really annoying here, because you can't get around him to scout the rest of the team sometimes with this bounty hunter.
Yeah. But Radon is going to be able to play out on the map. Now, he got caught that one time. He may get caught again, but it is going to be a bit of a nuisance for Tundra. A constant presence, and soon he's going to have BKB. And they will not have anything to stop him. Not until, I assume eventually 33 is going to consider a basher, but...
Oh, Poshka found somebody.
Timing. 2-1 point. Whitemon. It's picked off, and that's a really awkward pickoff. I mean, they're controlling the map, but did you just give clearance for Spirit?
Bad place to die, too.
A poke at Roche.
The thing is, if Tundra don't see heroes on the map, you have to assume they're in that pit. The BKB just finished for Radon. This might give Spirit enough confidence to try and man up for it. We saw them man up for that Roche earlier.
Yeah, you might as well try. Soxa can't get vision inside the pit.
This one's a lot harder, though. I think 33 will take this fight no matter who else is alive. And you have this Ags Diffusal Pango, who he's a menace in the pit. I don't think you can force this one. Need more pickoffs here. Spirit, they're going to 5-man smoke. Look for somebody on the mid lane going in.
It might just be BZM. He's going to be hit by the Shivas. Roll up. Manages to stop the X pullback here. 33. Grabbing whatever heroes he can. Goes straight for Laurel. Tidal Wave's going to push him away.
Collapse?
Meanwhile, Zerachi already got a lot of damage on Collapse. Arrows coming in. He does have the BKB on Radon going on, but he can't kill anything right now. The boat comes back in, hits 33. Immediate borrow time. They want to keep chasing. They want to be able to pick up these heroes. BCM's just trying to create enough space for 33 to get here, to get on top of the Clinks. He's already dead, and now it's cleanup time for Tundra. 1, 2, 3, and a 4th on the table. Rue's not getting away from this either. Tundra damn near wiping Spirit right in front of their tier 2.
Too many angles in that fight. Both of those frontliners are just getting run at. The Tiny's running at the Bristle, almost kills him. This Abaddon is just running at the Kunkka. The second that frontline collapses for Spirit, the fight's over. Clinks cannot do it all on his own. This Abaddon is just way too bad. He's a bad man, Austin.
He is a bad man.
He's doing bad things right now. This is just a perfect performance so far from 33. You cannot ask for anything more. He has brought the team completely back into this game. This Tiny is a mega threat now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is where Kunkka just feels
Radiant's middle tower has
awful.
fallen.
This is we're seeing a big problem point for this hero and why we do not see him a lot. You fall behind in these games, enemy becomes tanky enough that they can just ignore you.
Top tower has fallen.
You're not a threat whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can really do to itemize. Like,
Oh, we got him on the courier use. He gets the vision through the courier to hit the Yules to stop the TP. And now Maposhka may still be able to get away. They thought he was still in that corner outside of the dust, so he's fine. But
honestly, it's not even worth chasing him anymore.
no.
Though BZM with the quick stop by will finish his Octarine on the Pango now. Just, I mean, what are these 3 cores are you supposed to initiate on if you're Spirit? The Abaddon with Blink Borrow Time.
I'm
the
gonna
Tiny
say,
with 2 lives and
I'm gonna say
4,000 HP.
Zarachio when he's really close to your base. It's tough. They're not going to be able to get anything out of him, not even the BKB.
Old 4K Gale Guard Tiny with 27 armor. Or the Pango with the roll-up plus 3,000 HP and gem on him now, so you can't sneak up on him.
Yeah, you're pretty much playing for tidal wave repositioning. It's the only way you can really do it. You've got too much HP to get him through any burst.
Play for the high ground defense.
Yeah. I mean, we
Triple
saw
BKB is available now. That is something.
full out Abyssa Blade. I mean, Radon is just, he's going to have a hard time doing damage here. Blink back, X back into play. Tidal Wave pushing him in even deeper. But you can see Radon doesn't want to be too close to 33.
He's about to just take the fight.
Try to get the dead shot to push him back in even deeper.
They got to get the ult out of him.
Eventually, the ult's going to go off here, but meanwhile, buildings are going to be dropping here. They throw in Collapse. A Rolling Thunder hits him in the meanwhile, and he gets off the BKB and makes a run for it. He might be able to survive. Oh, these shield crashes almost finishing him off there.
I mean, that's a Rax down.
It is.
Just a range Rax. You don't get anything here. Banner's still up as well. Drach can just go back in.
They've got 2.5 minutes. They can wait out the borrow time cooldown if they really want to.
That's the only thing holding Tundra back right now. 50 seconds on that borrow time. Yeah, they'll call it quits. This is not an Abaddon streak you want to give up right now. He's also closing on 25. Spirit, they want to take advantage of it. This is a really smart play if it works. Can absolutely turn the tides in this game.
He's getting scouted. We'll see if he can get up anything before he goes down. It's just too much. The rest of the team, Tundra, they're like, no, we can't save him. We can't get any sort of rebuttal. Just have to give up the pick.
The beast has been slain.
He has. He'll be back.
1,300 gold for that kill. 80 seconds off the map for the Abaddon. No buyback.
Laurel was the one to get the last hit. I'm sure disappointment to Radon, who really needs this Revenant's Brooch. I mean, he just needs more and more sources of magic damage to be able to cut through these heroes. As Maposhka scouting out finds the 4. But the 4 up here, they're still going to try and take this.
I mean, there's no match. You
Trying to
gotta
go
do something.
for the Weaver right away with the pickoffs to the chain silence. He pops the Ghost Scepter, dead shot back in. May have an opportunity to get off the time lapse. Instead, it's the Shikuchi. Just run away.
I still think you have to find something here for your Spirit.
Didn't know they had vision. Radon forced to use the BKB. Turns and fights and is doing some good damage to Dyrachyo and will eventually bring him down. But that's just the Aegis. He's got to get out of here. BZM trying to chase him down with the Rolling Thunder. Does not get him with the dust. Meanwhile, the two BKB cores of Bristleback and Laurel still chasing after Tiny. They don't really have much damage. They have to wait for Radon to come back into play. Can they get a silence on this? Saksa, Shikuchi got hit by the Gleipnir. Don shows himself for a second, a dangerous position. Saksa, he might be able to get the kill on him. He's going to run him down with Shikuchi. Radon, he tries to come in to help get the kill on Saksa, gives his life up instead. And now, 10 seconds till to get Battens back up, 70 for the Clinks.
He got so greedy there. He just wanted to come in and get some extra assist gold. Ghost Scepter dodges the strafe, and then he's able to turn it around with Dust Bug. Huge play from Saksa, completely nullifying this Abaddon kill. Spirit do not get enough out of that window, and 33 is back on the map. Looking for more, looking for kills, looking for the level 25. And he will get it here.
Okay, plus 80. Curse of Avernus attack speed bonus.
Yeah, that is nasty when you have this much right click as well, and that Basher in the Abyssal.
Yeah, you talked about how this new passive is better for the early game. Well, it gets a big spike quite later on.
If you can stick on the Clinks, you're just going to ruin his day.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do anything. You're going to guarantee bash him. You're going to be able to Abyssal him. Doesn't want to lay his spells into you. And he's just running down mid. He wants buildings here.
Still 15 seconds. Still the Clinks is back up. So he has clearance to do whatever he wants in this window.
Don't have that Aegis anymore. Something to consider if you get pulled in deep into the base.
Got a glyph out of him. 33 says, I'm not done yet.
Clinks is back.
He will keep this going until Spirit. It gets him some response. Dyrachyo's going in straight for Radon. He has to force staff himself away, so instead it's going to be Rue the target. Toss back into 33. Does manage to get out the Pierce the Veil, but still overwhelmed by the magic damage. Tundra resetting now. Gotta pick. Leave it at that.
Don't want to give them a good X mark on the retreat. Always have to watch these X's when the BKBs are down especially.
Continuing to take 4 versus 5s. BKB, it may have to be used here. Abyssal Blade chain stunned up, tossed up in the air. Beautiful stuff. Dyrachyo coming in with the harpoon to guarantee the toss chain stun. Now the Gleipnir gets grab on 33. Easily relieves himself of that one and walks away. Tundra, one lane of barracks, back to the melee that they never finished off earlier.
Give another Rolling Thunder in 2 seconds because this Octarine Arcane.
I mean, they're desperate to try and find any sort of pickoff here while the Clinks is dead. They're pushing all the way into the fountain if necessary, but the dead shot is going to push 33 in a little bit deep. He still has to borrow time.
Gets Lotus. This man just don't care about anything.
He can't stop him. And now they're going to go to top lane with the Megas. They have to do something, but without the Clinks, it seems impossible to do the damage required to stop Tundra. Even a single hero kill. It's just an impossibility as again they tidal wave push in 33 right where 33 wants to be on top of heroes. Harpoon's back.
He's going deeper.
Chasing after him, then thinks better of it. He says, okay, the boat's coming in. Let's just get the Megas. We got that first. Now the Harpoon toss up in the air onto Collapse. And he just really does not do enough damage back to them. No threat whatsoever. They're going to have to play against Megas for the rest of this game too. 33 pushed in again, but he has borrowed time. Even if they could get him, it's a borrowed time blink.
They're just so dependent on Radon for damage in this game. Despite the attempts to whittle them in these team fights, it's just not enough. The Morta's kind of your only other damage source, and Rue got killed instantly in that fight as well.
Yeah, and it's not like he's building for much damage either. He's going to go an Aghanim Scepter next, but...
Sox is going to have more damage than you in a minute. I mean, Pipe Brooch. They have all 5 of the highest hero levels. They are cruising in this game now. Level 25 on the Tiny. Level 25 for the Pango also here. That Rolling Thunder is very low cooldown.
I mean, if they just... I'm looking at this Pyrrhic Cloak, and I'm just thinking, what does Radon do? Tundra just opted to take multiple of those. And just clicked it on the Clink.
where he picks his hero.
Yeah, that might be the only option here, as Maposhka doesn't quite die. Try to give him a little bit of Grog Blossom there. Make sure he survives. And Radon, he's out deep, and he's spotted. BKB, TP out, and Desperate the 33 doesn't get there in time, which he does not. The Abyssal Blade would have been the end of the game, perhaps. But Radon, he survives. And is just hoping to get his Revenant's Brooch, and somehow that'll change the game, I guess is the idea.
Big damage upgrade. I still just don't think it's enough here.
No. I mean, it might be enough for one hero.
You're going to need one hell of a team fight here,
Yeah.
especially with BKB on cooldown for the Clinks. You're smoking out like this, creeps are hitting your base. You can't even leave the base.
Is under attack.
Just a Hail Mary smoke. Strength Blink, done for 33 to cap out this inventory. And he'll give another Aegis to Dyrachyo, Banner, Cheese, BKB in the backpack.
You're going to be combating like 3 Rolling Thunders in the next fight. Because he's got Refresher Shard and he's got the cooldown from the 25 talent.
You're also going to have to get through 2 lives on the Abaddon, 2 on the Tiny. That's 16,000 HP in itself.
Yeah,
And then,
like
good luck, dude. I don't know.
just add up the effective HP of these dire heroes and just look at the Clinks' damage and just be like, it's not possible, right? It's not, but Radon is going to try and prove it's possible. Already getting the pick off on the Tiny. Question is he going to stay alive? Force Staff trying to get him away from BZM, and another Force Staff to be able to get up there. But Dyrachyo's back into play, and a tier 4 is dead. Refresh, roll up, and BZM's ready to go with another Rolling Thunder. While another tier 4 is about to fall, 33. Looking to make his mark with yet another borrowed time push forward. Torn up in the air. The damage just being shrugged off here.
Do or die.
Ready to go with another Burning Barrage, but with tier 4 is now gone. Throne exposed, tossing Collapse away. Just hit the back line and hit the throne. Finally, the glyph is going to have to be used. Radon throwing damage after damage, arrow after arrow, add to Dyrachyo, but Dyrachyo just ignores it all. Harpoons him, and one swipe to take off his head. Tundra will even out the series.
What a comeback game from them. They looked like they were
Automatically one of the best shows on Earth, but we also have the BZM Invoker is back into play, Avery. No mention of that. You still back Spirit despite
30 seconds to
the
battle.
ever hyped up BZM Invoker.
No, I like Tundra's draft better.
Oh, okay.
And his Invoker's absolutely been cooking people this tournament. I just kind of respect Spirit's creativity and their willingness to go outside the box and pick stuff that, even if it undermines maybe a little of the fundamentals of a draft, gives you a cool edge in the unexpectedness and the direct spell interaction. Because this Bane is a very unique hero. He can do some very unique things that can sometimes win you team fights because people are just not ready for it. And it is a very good matchup versus the Weaver. To me, this is a direct counter pick to the Weaver and what he wants to do, not only in the laning phase, but in the team fights. Sleep is deadly for this hero. You outfight him on the lane, you catch him in the fights, you stop the in and out type gameplay. Pretty good hero versus the Bristleback and a lot of 33's hero pool if you don't get summoned. And it can be good versus the Mag with the instant group on the Blinken.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me that I saw out of that Bane is when you said, you were going to paint a picture, I immediately thought of Dyrachyo, of all players, trying to go in too deep with the Mag, right? Blink Harpoon, skewer somebody back, and he gets Fiend's Grip.
Yep.
Right? He's already in deep,
Yep.
and then he gets Fiend's Grip. That's an extra, 600 distance. How is the Jakiro going to be able to get to that position to stop that Fiend's Grip?
And even if you stop it, sometimes the damage is done. You might only need 2 or 3 seconds there. The Slark gets to beat into somebody. I also think having saves when you play these single target backline supports, heroes like Bane, Shadow Shaman, Rubik really love saves on their team because they just want to survive in the fight and get spells off. And their spells are really powerful. But a lot of times they get jumped first, and you see the weakness of these kind of heroes. They have a Abaddon to bail you out. They have the Shard on the Slark to bail you out.
Yep.
You have a Calling that you have to jump into, right? You have Shaker, Fissure that can block some heroes off. It's not the easiest game for Tundra to go in super deep in the fights. However, if they do get to the mid game in a similar position like last time, where these cores are just going to start to tank up, right? The 3,000 HP Magnus, the 2500 HP Bristle with Halberd, this Invoker that you're not going to be able to initiate on, that team fight looks really scary.
Yeah, and I guess that's my biggest issue is do they need to go out there? First blood is on the table, and they will take it. Saxa, they'll fall to Radon here in the bottom lane.
He's going to build some more stacks here.
He is. Those stacks are building up both ways. He is taking a lot of damage from those quills. He has 5 stacks of quill spray on him.
Still good DPS into 33, and you win the first blood as well. He does not respect the quills here.
Seriously. You're just going to have to let this CS go, I think.
Nice gold injection, though. They can buy some extra regen down here, and yeah, it's boots plus tangos coming out for Radon early. That's that Bane Weaver matchup. Really hard to play the level 2 and 3. You just get caught too easily, and you can't 1v1 trade versus him. So you have to play the lane in the 2-on-2, but the sleep really messes with you. Another flash farmer for Dyrachyo, by the way. We've seen him play a lot of these cleave heroes, as 2 more bugs will get cleaned up here.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of the problem. It's Dyrachyo, so he's going to be aggressive, but he doesn't have to be in this game, right? Like, we have the Seeing Red facet on 33. We have this new Mag facet, which is just, it just makes it so this hero can just farm like a machine. I feel like they don't have to get too aggro with it. They can just kind of farm and get to, as you said, that mid-game position where they have 3 different cores that are all too tanky for Team Spirit.
I don't think your game plan is ever super aggro when you have mid-Exort Invoker either.
Sure.
This hero's generally pretty slow. We did see them...
Nice dead shot top lane, easy kill onto Whitemon, and a bit of damage on Dyrachyo as well.
And of course, Spirit are the ones who took this Abaddon first, which generally this hero's strong in the early game. I think Tundra are more just in, let's go even in the laning phase. Let's hit the 15-20 minute mark when the Midas is starting to cook for the Invoker. 33 gets his stacks. He's starting to scale up. There's a lot of scale in this lineup, especially with the Scene right on the Bristle instead of the Goo.
Yeah.
You're not as worried about the Abaddon with the Dispels or things like this. You're going to have 3 carries in this lineup. And then you have a Weaver Jakiro behind it. Insane amount of scaling damage.
And I feel like one thing that was really lacking in Spirit was the scaling of their 2 and 3 position in this last game, right?
Courier?
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Nice pick, and we'll also deal with the ward. He is going to be caught midway through his Shikuchi, which usually means
dead here.
As it is a lot of damage now. At best, maybe Radon. Oh, the Sunstrike! He was not expecting that one. And now Maposhka, he might die for it as well. As the quills are adding up, he tries to block him out with the tree. 33 slips on by, 2 for 1 in the bottom lane.
They were just too low to take that fight to begin with. Not enough regen ferried out. You get another kill for the Slark. He gets an Agi stack, but you feed away a Sunstrike kill to BZM, who collects 300 gold off that, 120 in XP. Super happy with that exchange. Anytime you can get these extra kills into Invoker's pocket, that speeds up your game a lot. Also slows down the game going in.
Pretty far forward here. It tried to put some pressure on BCM, but the TP came in from the Weaver. As a result, he almost dies. Instead, they turn around, kill the Weaver.
That Bane matchup, it's tough as Collapse also puts Whitemon down. Back and forth early game. Spirit getting more out of the kills, and it's another game this Abaddon is doing some work in the laning phase. This is where this hero should strike, and strike hard.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen a skewer back possibility for Dyrachyo yet.
Also, you have to think about the ganks going into mid here. If I'm playing versus Invoker, I want to kill this hero at least 2 to 3 times in the first 15 minutes. Ideally 2 before 10.
Ruined by the Forge Spirit.
Nice little scouting.
Yeah, very.
Because this is also easy setup, particularly during night. Bane with the extra night vision, you have Slark with the extra night vision. These nighttime intervals for Spirit are going to be huge.
Yeah.
And one of the strengths of Bane is you can just run around the map and set stuff up during night, because do it a lot better than most other supports. And you outfight a lot of other supports. And Whitemon going to go down for a 3rd time. Rough start for him, honestly. And a lot of gold into Collapse's pocket. Level 5.
Yeah, from game 1, we did see one of the things that Team Spirit really abused was the support duo on the side of Tundra.
That's one way to slow the game down. Remove levels from the enemy supports. Way harder to make plays. Can't get the ganks going. You can't make gate rotations. Not going to contest Wisdom Shrine. There's a skewer back.
But is it even good for Dyrachyo? Rue is here, and it's a 1v2, so he backs away. A little damage done, and that's it.
Poshka eyeing up maybe Wisdom Shrine contest?
Yeah, I love the idea of blocking out the Ancient stacks. Tundra has been utilizing stacks really, really well throughout this playoffs, and
Not going to be bold enough to go for it.
yeah, I mean, there's no way you can, right? If you have the sleepwalking facet, maybe you could sleepwalk him out of the Wisdom Shrine, but
Yeah, I guess that's true.
with this facet, no way you'll just be both sitting on the shrine, and eventually 33 will come back and kill you.
The upside is 33. He wasn't able to create a lot of solo pressure on Radon this game compared to the last one. He's just being a little more greedy, farming up in his own, which means Radon does get a pretty nice 6 here on the Slark. He's pretty strong. Now he's kind of untouchable. He's having a pretty smooth game. We'll go with the Mage Slayer build up. But Midas already done for the Invoker. Benefit of the Sunstrike kill he got, and no ganks going into him. 1-0 start. Invoker Dream right there. Doesn't even have to buy anything. Just straight Midas.
Radiant's middle tower is
A little bit faster than his previous timings. Good sign. Collapse, pushing forward in the top lane. Invoker's going to join in here. Now, it is a level 6 Abaddon, so he can level up his borrowed time when he feels like he needs to, and he does have some support behind him. Rue, threatening the RP, but a dead shot catches him instead. Tornado does not land.
Dire's middle tower
Rue will
is
get
under
away.
attack.
That's a good rotation to force out here. Expensive one from the Invoker, who doesn't have boots, so he has to walk all the way back to mid here. Sox will clean up some waves. Happy about that one for himself.
And now that the TP is on cooldown.
You can go back in.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to try just that. Nice dead shot. Push it back in. Now the skewer goes out. Collapse doesn't care. He can very easily dive the tower. And if Maposhka can catch up here, they'll get 2 kills.
Oh, this is just super good gameplay from Spirit. Force the rotation, make the Invoker take the walk of shame, and then just head straight back in again. These nighttime fights are just so nice for the Bane and the Slark, even in the early game. And Boot's already done on the Bane. This Bane is having a great game.
Dire's structures
Yeah,
are
even better being a part of these kills. He'll have level 6 pretty quickly here.
He's half a level off. Get an early grip up here, kill somebody with it, and start that snowball effect. And he's going to continue lurking up here. Maybe Spirit want to go back in on Dyrachyo again. Still have that borrowed time.
Yeah, in part because BZM doesn't have a TP anymore.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He doesn't want to buy it. He's Invoker. Supposed to TP to help me, not the other way around.
That's true.
33 is just going to be doing Ancients. He's seen Red Bristle.
Exactly.
Can't rely on him to help. So this is the point of attack right now in the game. Spirit know it.
Radon, extra night vision. They're planning this out and start their assault. Now the TP is going to come in from Soxa, but it really doesn't look like a situation that is fightable at all for Tundra. An RP going to be attempted. Dyrachyo is going to try and make a run for it with the skewer, but he gets hit once by Collapse, and one hit is all it takes.
Just such a strong pressure point right now.
Well, you're not getting out that direction.
Dire's top tower is
Radon
under attack.
with the pounce up. If he lands it on Whitemon, should be able to get a second kill out of this one. Stacks beginning to build up.
Sunstrike misses as well. That's your Invoker contribution.
Top tower is under attack.
Spirit just swarming this top lane.
Radiant's middle tower
And I like the
is
idea.
under
Take the fight to the Flash Farmer in the Magnus. Like you have to pick your poison. There's 3 carries in this game. You can only shut down so many of them. Yeah, 33 is getting a lot, but you really are slowing down Dyrachyo again, which was a big reason the success game one has Laurel just
Yeah,
meteored
you can't afford to be doing something like that, giving up the kill. Oh, and he got the Sunstrike too.
Oh, BZM heating up here. 3-0 start for this Invoker. Level 10.5 almost already.
Look at the pressure he's putting on mid. Gives an alacrity to the siege creep. Double siege wagons to tank the tower.
And Poshka gets scanned in the tree line.
Yeah, he's not getting the initiation he was hoping for here.
Alacrity Catapult does so much damage here. Oh my. He just chunked that tower.
Oh, and he tried to get the deny, but the Force Sphere gets the last hit instead.
What a sequence for BZM.
Seriously, top net worth 6K now.
Solo kills enemy mid, Sunstrike support top. Basically takes this mid tower down solo. Forces double TP reaction, scans him, and gets the last hit on tower.
Well, that's Boots of Travels, so he will be able to join in
He's so
these
rich.
rotations from Spirit.
He is so rich.
Yeah.
Spirit missed their window to shut this guy down early. Now you're going to have to play against the map control Invoker that's having a great game. They do have grip available.
Yeah.
They're looking for the bristle. This is a big committal of a move.
I mean, if they catch the bristle, the Invoker and Weaver are not too far away.
He went back to base because he ran out of mana.
Heroes are going to show on the bottom lane. They're probably just going to say, okay, we have to take the Weaver kill if we can get it. Hit the pounce. Time lapse. It's available here. Doesn't pop it right away. No sentry thrown down. They're just going to take the tower.
Big miss for Spirit. That was a heavy committal. 3 heroes in a smoke. You cross the entire map. Do get a tower for it, so at least some objective was on the menu. Really would have liked to connect with that grip there on somebody. Still a very even game. The trade-off basically has been you slowed down the Magnus's progression. The Invoker got the benefit of that. And at the same time, Radon had a mostly free lane bottom. This Slark is still very farmed. Early Mage Slayer can do a lot of work in this game too. Versus the Bristleback, versus the Invoker. If Radon can get in there in the middle of the fight and survive.
Aghanim Scepter is coming out for 33. Well, Poshka finally reveals himself with the sleep. And they're going to back away. Tundra, they're going to maybe push into this. Team Spirit have brought heroes for the fight. 3 Lotus is going to be grabbed by Soxa. That's going to feel pretty good.
They are protecting the safe lane tower for Tormentor. I don't think Tundra are going to be able to get it down. But aggressive smoke. They have Blink on the Shaker. Again, you want to use the grip here, want to use the ultimates. And ideally find this Bristleback who finished the Ags and is just clearing through so many of these Ancients. But they will play it disciplined. They will smoke for objectives. They will go behind this tier 1 mid.
Look at the Invoker. He's not wanting to show in lane. Despite the lane pushing into this tower, he just lets the Forge Spirits hold it. And as a result, dodges the smoke gank.
Just missing everybody again. The Poshka's going to see Dyrachyo here.
I mean, this
but everybody left.
This is going to be real rough for Spirit. They're running through smokes. They're running through plays at this point in time. And Tundra is about to get to the point where they are willing to take fights. All they need is some levels on their supports. Whitemon is still not level 6.
I actually think they would take a fight right now if it was forced. I just don't think they need to.
Yeah, agreed.
They're getting a lot off the map, and Laurel's getting nothing. You go this Blink Rush on the Shaker, lose your tier 1 early. You're not really getting power runes to play around. You're not getting the early fighting you want on this hero. You fall behind. Some pressure on Spirit to find something right now, or just man up, take Tormentor at exactly 15. Just got to be aggressive around these objectives. If Tundra are going to dodge you, take stuff off the map.
Good attempt. Almost got collapsed to actually use his ultimate, but he is still holding off on leveling it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, you can get gibbed by this Sunstrike. Something to consider in this game. Same for the Bane. If we ever see grips in this game, you can just Sunstrike this Bane. If he's 2/3 or HP or whatever, he just dies.
Yeah. And Tundra is the one to take the Tormentor.
But this is really bad for Spirit. Not the kind of objective you wanted to give up here. Couldn't find the fight, and you didn't get there first. So now you're just losing gold on the map. Not finding anything with this Shaker Blink. We'll hit nighttime again, so maybe now you can get a little more aggressive without committing super heavy smoke plays. You're just eyeing up these heroes' bottom.
I mean, BCM is just reading these movements
committal
every single time. They're trying to finish him off. 33. Making a run for it. Dead shot. It hits him. They're going into a corner here. Laurel's going to be able to hit the 2-man stun. Enchant Totem hit to the face, but look at the damage that Laurel takes, man. The Aghanim Scepter goes off. Dead shot, hitting the 2 of them, almost finishing off. They just need a little bit more damage, and they finally get it. Yes, now they're chasing in for more, leaving Rue behind. Rue is certainly going to die to this Weaver, but it'll help get the dead shot to finish him off. Collapse is going to take a lot of damage. Soxa is going to chase after him. Oh, the later Ice Path timing. It stops the TP. Soxa is going to try and get the kill. He's going to pop the time lapse. Kite him out, wait out the blade mail, and get the final hit in. It does not even need it.
So much experience for Soxa. He's level 10.5 now. They do get the Magnus kill top as well. RP was used to try and save himself, but Dyrachyo could not escape the clutches of the Slark. So it's not a bad fight across the map overall for Spirit. A lot of XP going into Radon. He's level 13 now on this Slark, highest level in the game.
So
that was worth a lot.
Radon Maposhka Fiend script used, I assume?
Yep. Grip him down, wail into him. Even got the RP out of it at the end.
Is this a game that, like, game 2, Clink's just, he's a burst damage hero. They were just too tanky. Slark is more fitted to play up against these tanky cores that are going to scale up over time.
He is, for sure.
But can he carry this game?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
There is a world where Radon can carry this game. True 1v5 Giga Chad style. He has a decent amount of help behind him.
What would you give the chances of Spirit, say, 45 minutes into the game? Relatively even net worth.
I think they're slightly disfavored.
Okay.
Maybe 35, 40%.
Sure.
The thing is, Slark going late game against Invokers is pretty tough, man.
Yeah.
Guy's just all AoE. He's a lot of control, mana burn, ice wall, deafening blast, ghost walk. Like, all these spells are hard for Slark to deal with unless he's just completely snowballing the game.
Which is why a pickoff on him would just be so beautiful. Fisher into the pounce.
Oh, yeah.
Does manage to get it for them. But the Aghanim Scepter was still bought out for BZM, so...
I do think Radon will have his opportunity to take this game over. Like, they picked this Slark for a reason. This is a team that is used to playing the kind of 4 protect 1 damage dealer style. And they have a lot of setup.
They can Fiend script for this. 33 White Moth. They're going to try and stop it with the Ice Path. Fisher goes out Echo, and that finishes him off. And now the Bristleback is in an awkward position. Now he's going to get a lot of AoE damage, but a good dead shot. That is important control to stop some of the quills that were coming out. White Moth, a 3rd kill for Radon, and you said he'll have the chance to take over the game. Well, I guess it starts now. 102 temporary agility for the Slark. We'll use that to take Roche.
Beautiful setups here from the Bane. Sets that whole sequence up, and this is where you can cancel that Fiend's Grip. But sometimes it just gets the job done anyway. Laurel's able to come in, chain stun it up, and then the second you hit 33 with that Mage Slayer, you're not afraid of manning up on him. We should also note, this is one of those like reverted enfeebles. It used to be more about limiting spell capability, but now this is just back to attack damage reduction.
Yeah.
With a pretty long duration and decent damage. This is a significant amount of attack reduction on these big right clickers in this game. You enfeeble the Bristle, you hit him with Mage Slayer. What is this guy doing, right? He has his Axe Quills and that's about it.
Sure. It does feel like, though, all it takes is one slip up of Spirit, right? You hit the right RP, you Cataclysm off of that.
Oh, for sure.
The team fight's just automatically done. Radon running in, getting really aggressive. He's got the Aegis after all. Getting information for his team. He's going to be... Oh, that's a little awkward. RP into Tornado. Yeah. And now he's going to pop his ultimate. They're trying to get quills on him, but he just pounced himself away. He's got another pounce to get out. Tundra wastes some abilities there in a bit of a miscommunication.
Not the Wombo combo you're looking for. Trying to go back in.
He's got some teammates behind him, but they're just going to skewer him back in. So when he dies, he's going to be in pretty deep here. Now, Collapse, he's going to be right on top of all this one, trying to help him out. Ice Path, Ice Wall, doubled up into the Meteor. Here comes that Cataclysm. And Collapse is gone. Radon barely able to dodge the incoming damage. But he's used up his pounces. He hides away into the trees. Not spotted just yet. Laurel popping his illusion rune, trying to get rid of
Echo
the
in 2 seconds.
Coming in. Hit by a harpoon. No Echo Slam here. Radon comes back into play. Goes after Dyrachyo. He doesn't have too much to work with. He just needs a little bit more damage. The dead shot. It slipped right up by. It was the death of Dyrachyo, surely. But instead, they missed out on that kill. And now Radon has to give up on the fight. Saksa coming in from behind will help collect the kill on Daru. 3 kills go the way of Tundra. Really
They're not done yet.
Spirit.
They have grip.
They are going to try.
This is a
There's the
bold
grip.
attempt.
White Mon, he's getting close to the Ice Path, but yeah, Bold is putting it one way. Perhaps Suicide from Maposhka is another one. They did not have the damage to finish up 33, and now Radon, well, he still has the Step Shroud. He goes back in, hits the pounce.
He has a lot of stacks right now, 96 Agi.
He wants to keep this going. Collapse is going to try and slow him down for Radon to keep this going. He hits, though, doesn't hit the pounce there. Activating the Shadow Dance early, still has the Depth Shroud again, but Tundra, they know not to fight into this Slark.
I mean, it's rare you see a Slark survive the entire fight and you get nothing out of it. Tundra just kiting everything. If that Echo had come up 1 second earlier, I think you can clean up some of those cores. There were a lot of units around Laurel.
Yeah.
But you're missing the ult. You didn't have grip at the start of that fight. You didn't have the Echo Slam. Just don't get to use your full team fight capability in Tundra Node. And that was just a beautiful setup with the Ice Path into 2-man Tornado, drop him into Meteor Cataclysm. Invoker's dream right there.
It really was. And he is now growing and growing. Still top net worth in this game. We'll watch that sequence again.
Really important Darachi got the skewer off here too before the Slark died with Aegis, because now you reposition the fight where your backline's just going to decimate him, and Laurel couldn't do a lot there because, again, you just didn't have the Echo up.
Yeah.
Another quick smoke from Tundra. I mean, they want to fight during these daytime intervals. They also want to keep using 33's timings. He will pick up Ghost Scepter. So Blade Mail, Ags, Ghost Scepter, Essence Ring on this Bristleback, plus the Shard. All these cores on Tundra are very farm this game, and they're getting to that point where they're very tanky as well.
Yeah.
Even have Essence Ring plus the full Soul Booster on the Invoker. He's up to 2400 HP.
Maposhka, if you stay right there, you might see the rotation coming through gate. No, Tundra, he just wanted to plant a ward, that's all.
Spirit need to find a way to get this Shaker in the game. I think he's your best team fighter. He's your best source of bursting heroes down, controlling them while the Slark hits it outside of that grip, which is non-reliable here. Laurel needs a better entry point. These fights have just been too chaotic, which benefits the Slark, but I think it hurts him a little because he doesn't have a BKB yet. So once he goes in, he's going to be stuck there. You're going to get gooed. You're going to get hit by some Invoker spells, some Ice Path, Dual Breath. Swarmed up.
Radiant are scattered.
See both the defensive force staff being picked up and the further control of the Gleipnir on opposing supports. Collapse with his Blink Dagger.
Wanted none of that.
Maposhka really wants Dyrachyo to come farm this wave. But Tundra largely just not showing on waves nearly as much as Team Spirit have been hoping for. Still trying for it, but you're fishing pretty deep here, right?
He's just trying to force
two.
reaction. It's not a play that you try and convert on.
Tundra don't really blink. Instead, their smoke moves to the other side of the map, running into Rue, only getting his courier.
They're just trying to farm with this BKB on the Shaker. That's pretty much what's happening right now. Spirit are willing to concede a lot of farm time to a lineup on Tundra that can certainly farm fast to get to their next set of fighting items and try and take the next Roshan on the back of it.
Cataclysm did reveal where Rue was at.
Oh, you cannot afford to lose Laurel right now.
Yeah, this would be so bad. Got him on the Ice Path. Soxa's closing ranks and hits him with the Orchid. He's done.
He just buys out to finish this Kaya Sange.
Eek.
Not saving for that BKB that he was thinking about.
He did not want to buy the Sange. You see that? He's got the Belt of Strength queued up to sell. Yeah, that was a quick buy mishap there.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think you need the BKB.
But he needs it right now.
And he needs it as soon as possible. Cannot afford to delay. Oh, these heroes are on wards right now. I mean,
oh, look at this flank. Spirit through the gate.
Yeah, but they know about it. They had the vision to be able to see this. They know this is coming their way. They've already got the Orchid onto Radon. But he activated Dark Pact in time. Hit by the Ice Path. Tornado. Now that's going to be awkward. EMP is maybe going to burn him out of almost all of his mana. He only has his magic wand charges to work with at this point in time. He's in trouble. He's got to get out of here. This is no good for Spirit. Chasing after him, just trying to get something out of it. It's going to be collapse, but borrow time blink gets him a distance away that Tundra cannot break.
Spirit looking for an angle into this fight. They're hoping to find Invoker there. They're hoping to maybe find Jakiro. They slept Mag on the other side. Not a bad setup, but Tundra just very disciplined. Ready for that move. Put the Weaver there. He scouts it out. Not a hero you can go on in that situation. You don't have the lockdown for him. And the play just gets completely broken up, and another Tormentor going Tundra's way. Shard for the Magnus. Decent damage, especially if you can push him through a bunch of trees.
Yeah, a little bit of extra distance as well. cannot hurt.
This is a lot of weight on Roshan's shoulders right now. You would want to be a little closer in terms of where the cores are in this game for the Slark to carry this one.
And this has been a question that has plagued Spirit. The question of whether or not the modern era of Dota supports their very hard carry intensive playstyle.
I think that's fair to say. The team is pretty centered around Yatoro.
Yeah. And they were centered around Satanic before that, right? So it's not just, you know, the Roshan effect, right? Some part of it is just baked into Spirit as a whole. And we're going to put that to the test here in this game as all of Tundra's heroes, they're all getting strong. And Spirit, their cores are really not built to carry so much as enable Roshan to carry. I mean, Collapse is going to try and build up something here with a Blink Orchid and then going back for the Manta. There's something at play here.
They have a lot of control. They have a lot of utility. The damage is just slow.
Yeah.
Again, if the Shaker catches a big clump, that's one thing. If you can find Invoker at the start of a fight, that will open it up a lot.
Yes.
But outside of those two things, just going into this Versal Mag doesn't look too fun.
And catching that Invoker is going to be difficult because he's playing mostly off-map. He's really not showing too often. He's letting his Forge Spirits and long-range spells do most of the work, and he's working towards a BKB. Like, he is intentionally being as elusive as possible until he gets that magic resistance item, and even then. Skewer back, and Collapse will have to activate his borrowed time. He's going to be RP'd afterwards, so the borrowed time, it wears out. They get damage on him, no blink away this time.
Heads up RP. Puts the Magnus to level 20, and now Tundra, they have 50 seconds to do whatever they want here. As once more Spirit were waiting. They were waiting for this BKB to come out on the Slark, hoping that these BKBs are going to win them the next team fight. They have bled away a lot of net worth lead.
And now they're going to bleed away more heroes. Fisher, that'll slow him down here, and the Sunstrike doesn't land.
They're going to sleep on the Jakiro.
Yeah, the Jakiro is left a bit alone. Doraccio trying to rescue him here, but this is the exact situation. Doraccio goes in big time deep, and that just leaves a perfect full-on Fiend script that there's no way the Tundra's heroes can get to and stop. Now with 2 dead, Roshan hopes to be able to get a 3rd kill somewhere in the mix here. BZM's got to be careful of that one. Tornado goes out, just trying to keep him at bay, force him to pounce backwards. Might have done just that. That Meteor's doing a lot of damage. The BKB not activated though. Roshan holds on to it. Orchid goes out, but they still caught the Weaver. And that will be their 3rd kill. In another situation, getting kills just outside of the Roshan pit lets a Slark do Roshan what he normally can.
Spirit are just so good at finding these little openings and especially good at punishing mistakes. That is way too aggressive of a skewer from Doraccio, especially with the Jakiro dying. The Jakiro is the one hero that can bail out the grip if you go in deep like that. So if you want to bait that out because Whitemon has positioning, fair game. That time, though, bit off more than he can chew, and not only do you go into a high ground ward on Team Spirit's side where they can protect the backline, you feed away the big core kills, you use the Magnus BKB, Spirit kill you, get stacks right outside the pit, get an Aegis, and didn't have to use either of the BKBs on the Slark or the Shaker for that fight.
Right.
That is just an amazing deal for them. They're going to take that every time.
And now Laurel has the items he was looking for. He's got BKB and Cayenne Sange.
And that Gale Guard. So these heroes just got a lot more tanky on the side of Spirit. You still have 2 9-second BKBs on these cores. It's a lot to play with. More scouting from the Cataclysm.
And also stole 2 of those wolves.
Economic damage.
BZM moves into position to try and get the BKB out of Laurel. And he will undoubtedly have to use it here. It's amazing how much damage it still does through the BKB.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of damage.
Now, BZM has to use his own BKB here to make sure he can TP out, as Roshan does manage to get a punish there.
This is a pretty important Aegis period.
Light near. And a blink in from Collapse. Deadshot as well. Doraccio has to use his own BKB. BKB advantage now going the way of Spirit.
You got to get something with this Aegis. The issue is it's a daytime Aegis. It really limits how aggressive you can play on the map without the smokes. They will pop one here. Try and just run this Aether Lens Bane in. Miposhka got to it. Massive item on this hero in terms of Spirit's initiation. Another big smoke committal. If this doesn't land, this will be like the third smoke they committed 3+ heroes in that didn't get anything.
Yeah, I mean,
just brutal. Look at the map. There's heroes on every side of the map right now for Tundra. Bottom, left wing, top. They're just clearing out all the neutral camps while you're making this big 4-man play. And they're laughing at you all the way to the bank. You're gonna have to go back and deal with these lanes.
It feels like the Invoker is looking kind of like the Nature's Prophet core from before.
He's a great map hero.
Global presence all the way, get some good information out of the Cataclysm, and the lanes are pushed in all the time by these Forge Spirits.
Yeah, there's just no way to catch him. You need, like, I don't know, Shadowblade Shaker maybe? Blink Bane? Those are the two things I'm seeing that could maybe catch this Invoker on the map. Otherwise, you just have to respond to his lane pressure every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good example. Good stat to showcase how these Forge Spirits may be dying for it, but they are always pushing in these various lanes. Miposhka is opting for an Aghanim Scepter, which I guess is the one way to, unless you just get the perfect angle, that Ice Path and Tornado is unlikely to stop the Fiend's Grip.
No, Ag should guarantee full grip duration this game. It's a really good Ags. It's a very powerful Ags. You also get the cooldown reduction, which is also really big on this spell.
It is going to be something we won't be talking about for some time, as I doubt Miposhka is going to get 4,200 gold anytime soon. But one that we can talk about is Muertas. So a little bit more team fight presence, a little bit more control. I mean, that is certainly not lacking on the Spirit side. Lots and lots and lots of control for team fights.
You can start, that's why it's also important for them to start the fights, because you have all these disables, you have all this stun, you can just chain it together. There's no save in this Tundra lineup.
Yeah.
If you just come in with BKBs, you can take somebody down 100-0. Now, there's still this high ground ward up for Spirit.
Fisher block. Now he has a Force Staff to get to the other side.
Poshka's up very far.
Ooh, Whitemon immediately relieved the Bristleback of that Nightmare, putting him at death's door. And Collapse will gladly open that.
Radon wants 33 here. He wants to send a message.
Yeah, he's pretty far out there, though. The rest of his team trailing behind. He managed to hit that nice dead shot on Soxa, but...
I mean, Tundra had no business being there. They instantly bailed. That is a terrible fight for them. Into the same high ground ward they lost that fight earlier. Really tough position to get onto the back line. And you still have Aegis on this Slark. There's just no reason to take that fight when you can split the map with the Invoker and still get a lot out of it here.
Tundra have successfully made it through this Aegis, though. They gave away a pick or two, sure, but...
They did not lose a lot, honestly.
Yeah, nothing significantly gained. I would even wonder how much... Yeah, that net worth.
About 2.5K here.
Overall, a loss for Spirit. Radon, what to get to heroes. He still has that Aegis for 15 seconds. They got to be a little bit careful here. He's going to go full hog, just try and take out Durantio as soon as possible. BKB, RP has to be used. 9 seconds left. Radon, going to call it quits. Got a lot of spells out of them. Wants to make sure his Aegis does give him the full regen.
He wants the mana back more than anything.
Yeah.
Does have a decent amount of stacks right now. 11 permanent agi, 27 essence shifts. This is enough to go in the fight, feel confident doing it. And RP on cooldown, BKB on the Magnus on cooldown. Why not look for something here as it hits nighttime? Perfect timing to look for a fight if you're Spirit. Collapse, playing aggressive bottom. Tundra are just getting herded to the base.
They're going to try.
This is...
Go after 33 so
ambitious.
early on. Ghost Scepter going to be used. Fiend's Grip, that's going to be stopped immediately by a Tornado. Now a Cataclysm almost brings down the Bane. Got to be careful there. Radon gets out of the enemy base. Spirit trying so hard to make something happen, but Tundra just being as wily and as defensive as Spirit was in game one.
Upside for Spirit here is they corralled them. But you're not feeling the map pressure right now. Downside is you're just not able to find these pickoffs to snowball this game even more.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long for BCM to get back out on the map. Hootsa travels, Ghost Walk, it just runs out there.
But Tundra are feeling a bit of pressure.
Oh, Miposhka!
I mean, can you even get anybody here if he does get a sleep?
Yeah, he drops the Ward Sentry, spots the Invoker, but...
Radon's circling. Just no gem on this Slark. Everybody's coming up here, actually. I think both teams expect to have the advantage up here.
BZM, he's going to show himself. Go straight for Mapochka, but they already got the jump.
Oh, that echo!
Big echo on 2. The 2 supports are out of the fight immediately, and BZM is on the run. Do they have any vision of him? They don't know he went up here. Mapochka's going to find him. A dust goes off. He gets hit by the cold snap, but he got the nightmare. Now the Forge Spears has to relieve it. BZM makes the blink away. Mapochka gets the heal up. The Fisher lands. Get the chain stun. He's trapped like a rat. He's gone.
Dude, Mapochka just outplayed Tundra so hard. This bait top, they're swarming everybody up there. He's just man-fighting the Forge Spirit, saying, look at me. I'm so juicy. You gotta kill me, BCM. You gotta go for it. He bites the bait. Radon waiting in the shadows, and you get 3 kills out of it. You managed to catch this Invoker without any of the real catch tools you needed. And the 2 supports clumped for an Echo Slam.
I mean, I can't believe that Mapochka lived through that initial bit.
Gale Guard doing some work out here.
Yeah. Did he get any help from Collapse? Because Collapse obviously healed him up at the end there, but pretty massive. Bashers are coming into play now. So Tundra, they want to be able to play out on the map, but are they going to be able to do so against the Slork Basher? And soon to be, Collapse also wants to build one. And seeing as this is a game where it looks like it's going late, it looks like level 25s are going to be possible. We saw how good that level 25 talent was for the Abaddon with the Basher last game.
I like this itemization. Just take the man fight to these cores. Limit Durachio's ability to get in there and actually deal the DPS. And put a lot of pressure on this Invoker to carry the fight. These Team Spirit supports are also just outranging the Weaver and Jakiro. Like, these Ags dead shots have been really annoying. And they will get a Tormentor. They are getting run at right now.
A little bit low. Rue is coming in from the other side. He breaks the smoke. Tundra, not sure what's happened here. Immediate RP. Fast kill. Cataclysm goes down, spots a bunch of other heroes. Now, Radon on the front line is going to be the one grabbed here. Tornado, he has to use BKB. Can't afford to let his mana get burned out. But he also can't really go on them too much.
You gotta bail.
Spirit are out.
They'll get out with everybody else. I mean, honestly, not that bad of an outcome for how bad I think it could have been.
And now 33 has a Scythe. More and more control now. Radon hasn't been caught like the early Orchid pickup from Soxa. Never ended up finding a kill on this Slark, but now the Scythe of Ice.
Octarine Scythe.
Tool.
15-second cooldown on this.
Yeah.
This lane Radon's going to have to think about. This Slark does not have a lot of defensive capability in terms of these instant stuns coming out. It's been playing off the vision, playing off the pounces. You leap in, don't have Dark Pack.
Oh, Durachio just skewered right into Collapse. That's awkward because Radon just picked up an amp damage and he's got that Basher too.
Tundra
Durachio, can he survive long enough to be able to get through? There's the bash. The force step gets him over the high ground and Ice Path comes in clutch. Now the Scythe starts going to work. Is Radon in trouble? Cataclysm. He's dead. Collapse can't save him. In fact, he can't even save himself as he is stunned up for too long. Silenced out. Both cores will die. Baited out by a Durachio that I don't know if he ever intended all of that. Nice shot from Rue though.
Yeah, picked up Durachio as he was lingering on the backside of that fight. Salvages it a little bit. Spirit might look to go back in on this mid lane if Tundra get over cocky. They still have that Echo Slam. Shiva's done on Laurel. That's a lot of damage coming from the Shaker. So you don't want to get too aggressive here if you're Tundra. That was just... I mean, it's a little unfortunate for Spirit. Honestly, they did not get the earlier bash, and it meant that Durachio could get all the way to that cliff line, but super heads-up play from Whitemon. TP's in, bails out this Magnus with a very clutch Force Staff. The savior Durachio needed, perhaps not the one he deserved.
Get out of my pit. It's time to go to the dire side. Move, go away. It'll get him eventually here. They do have the AoE damage, surely. Quills after quills that get him. Very awkward spot for all the Roshan spoils to spawn, but they get it all.
Yeah, imagine you were smoked there and you could have Echo Slammed it.
Yeah, that would.
Big Rosh to get because Refresher Shard for the Invoker. That's juicy. That's really honestly, even this cheese is pretty nice. Zero just so mana intensive. And Aegis on the Bristleback, he can now play super aggressive on the front line, looking for the hexes.
Mapochka, Blink Shivas will reveal him. Gale Guard trying to help him out here, but this is unfortunate because Mapochka, he was halfway to that Aghanim Scepter. Now it's going to be delayed a bit more.
That Gale Guard is super nice versus Invoker. You block these hits going into the cold snap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How much are Tundra willing to push with this Aegis? That is the question right now. Because they, in theory, they have everything they need to go high ground in this game.
Yeah.
But you're not getting that much stronger on all these cores. You're 5 slotted on all of them. That high ground is tough, though. You could get fissured off. The Bane and Mortha are going to have good positions. More pickoffs.
Yeah, Tundra just keep on finding openings here.
So much damage.
Very awkward. Especially since they have the Aegis. They have what they need to have a poke at high ground.
You gotta be thinking about it.
Dyrachyo teleporting up to top lane, and Radon quick to strike immediately. Bashes. Oh, he can't get away. Not with the skewer. He's still pounced up now. Radon realizes this has been long enough. He's got to get out of here. He's got 1 pounce. He's got a depth shroud.
He's in a little trouble.
The corners, trying to use the extra movement speed, but caught by an Orchid again. Just chain silences at this point. Maybe the silence will wear out and he can get off his depth shroud. He goes for a desperate TP away. The skewer was going to be able to stop that, and he is dead. More and more pickoffs. Spirit.
They're bleeding out right now.
They really are.
This Invoker's just too fast on the map. We're getting into that late game where this hero just takes over. And there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Boots of Travel 2 online for BZM. He is going to be everywhere right now. And this Hex just became way deadlier. You get caught by this Bristle Hex, Invoker's going to TP in on the Bristle.
Yeah, it's so is Dyrachyo, apparently.
Yeah, double Boots of Travel 2. Level 25 on the mag as well, so that RP stun, 4.3 seconds. That's why that Slark was stunned so long. It's brutal, man. This is not an easy late game for Spirit to play versus, even if that's their strong suit as a team. It's just so much scale to overcome here. Ags on the Jakiro. I mean, the late game tools are piling in right now.
33 marches up to the high ground.
High ground is tricky, just because of the positioning. 30 seconds, no Slark. See how much damage you can get done.
Clear out the wave with the Enfeeble and the constant stuns. They slow down the damage. 20 seconds left. Tornado EMP lands onto the Earthshaker. Another dead shot trying to push him back. The tier 3 is going to fall. Collapse will make sure to take that bounty. Tundra.
Really do not want to go high ground when that Slark's back up.
Yeah.
Almost level 25 on this Invoker, too. Big talent to get.
Yeah.
And you still have that Refresher shard, so you have that Omega Wombo combo.
Yeah, he's currently looking at clearing up space by buying out a Blessing.
Can't blame him. Needs the slots right now.
Yeah. Wonder if that means he's going to buy another Scythe of Ice. I mean, at this point, why not, right?
It's either Scythe or Refresher. Kind of all that's left here.
Sure.
I mean, you have the shard for now, but late game Refresher Invoker is pretty terrifying here, especially when you don't have easy ways to start on him in the fight.
Forge Spirits just take a range barracks. And more running up to hit high ground. These things hit really hard. 110 damage, and then one of them's Alacrity.
Someone's got to be on Forge Spirit duty. I was about to say, I think you need Ags on a pad going into this Ultra late. Collapse is thinking about it. See if this Abyssal pays off, because you could have had an Ags here.
Dyrachyo's gonna go fishing. No, he's not. A dead shot stops him right as 33 made his entrance. Harpoon, it's only gonna hit an illusion. Laurel, meanwhile, tried to interrupt that, hitting an Echo Slam, but Dyrachyo already got his skewer away. Meanwhile, Deadshot back into position. 33 gets a lot of his stats stolen. Abyssal Blade gonna be used on Stocksta. He gets frozen up. He is
That's a gem.
dead, and gem given up. Tundra.
Stacks on the Slark right now. Nighttime hits. Radon's gonna go hunting. Aggressive smoke from Spirit. They want to catch something here. There is still RP available.
Tundra, they haven't left fast enough. Radon, he's gonna catch up to somebody, man. It's gonna be 33. Ghost Scepter immediately going to be used. He's got an Ogre Seal Totem. He
There's a
turns
grip here.
back to try and get to his team, but he's gripped
completely
up.
alone.
Nobody's really close by. Cataclysm's going to be used, but it's not enough to kill the Bane. Certainly not.
Tundras were just not ready for that smoke out. They had wards covering a lot of the entryways into that bottom half of the map, but the mag was just farming neutrals. The Invoker was TPing out. They just did not think that was going to come at all. Spirit get rewarded for their aggression. Huge bristleback kill. And refresher done for Laurel. That is massive here. Now you have a lot more damage in the tank. You get an Echo Slam on 2 or 3 heroes in this fight, you double echo it, you're winning that fight. That is something that can bring these heroes down. I think the last component missing here for Spirit is either Break or Nullifier. You're going to have to kind of pick how you deal with 33 because this Ghost Scepter's been really annoying, but being able to break him would also be really nice.
Baposhka found another pick.
Oh, what a setup.
Duraccio, he does have BKB. But Radon is going to be along for the ride. One bash, already hit, chained.
So much damage
chance to get the BKB off. And now the BKB has to be used on BZM as Gleipnir hits him. He has to full retreat out here. Duraccio doesn't have a buyback. Radon, he tried to slow him down. Gets hit by a dead shot. Laurel after him, but he's got a nice macro pyre. That holds them all back and puts a little damage on him. Spirit not going to go diving today, but will still have a chance to hit high ground.
I mean, that was a necessary ice path. There's a decent chance you get fissured there. Laurel has a refresher. He can just jump in instantly. BZM still holding on to that refresher shard. He will TP bottom.
Yeah, BZM's just going to try and put some pressure on the other side. They cannot fight without Duraccio, I would suspect.
He has no buyback. Bought out for Swift Blink. 50 seconds, no Magnus. Banner available for Team Spirit. You cannot stop this push. Just a question of how much they will get here. As those Abyssal Blades pay off, the extra control versus these BKBs.
These picks are particularly dangerous because the Slark, I mean, they already got entrance into the high ground, but the Slark also has his level 25. The stats are sticking around for a lot longer now.
And this Rax is nice because now you're getting extra gold for your supports. That Bane Ags is not so far away anymore.
Echo in! Oh, Team Spirit are not just going to back out with just Elena Barracks. They try and go for the killing blow. It's not enough, but they do get another kill.
They refreshed instantly after that Echo, so you're going to have that running. They really wanted Whitemon there, man. Sends a message.
Yeah.
Not afraid to blow a lot to take down this Jakiro. Did catch the Shaker as well. You're just not bursting 33 there unless you can chain stun him forever.
Yeah, good read by Laurel in this situation, not to pop double ult.
That said, 33 will finish up his own BKB and also hits level 25. Extra Warpath damage. This is the scene Red Bristleback. He can get empowered. Gotta respect the right click coming out from this offlaner right now. You gotta take smart man fights here if you're Spirit as you continue to claw your way back in this game. Another smoke up during the nighttime. Let the Slark lead. He has a full Bloodthorn now.
They're going to try and get inside the base.
Ag's done on the Bane, by the way.
Yeah. Whatever hero they find, he is not walking out of the team fight. Good Cataclysm. Reads the smoke. Full retreat from Tundra. They are playing pretty defensively on the outer edges of the map, but they back up to their base knowing that Spirit are looking for him.
He's been using these off cooldown, just like Zeus ult.
Yeah.
Can't blame him. The vision has been pivotal. Another group up smoke. Spirit do not find anything with.
Looking at mid. Trying to hit him with the Fissure. Does actually hit him with the Fissure, but 33 is in the way.
Wanted the power rune there.
Yeah. It's not a particularly powerful power rune.
Nope. This is getting collapsed to his next item, which could be the Ags on the Abaddon. Could be super impactful.
Another Cataclysm.
Might just save buyback here. Thinking about these next Roche fights, buybacks could be really important.
Crucial pickup. Lotus Sword on the Weaver.
Dispel's very nice. Super good here versus the Bloodthorns, the Abyssals.
Dire are scared.
He's going to break the smoke through mid.
They know he's invis here.
Yeah.
So I'll pick it up.
And they know the rest of the team is behind him with a scan.
This is a very distinct moment for Spirit right now.
Whitemon is really risking it here, trying to get some vision down. Scary moment there. dead shot whizzing right by his head.
There's just so much gold in Spirit's bank right now.
Radiant's top tower is under
They have 4,000 gold on 3 heroes. You're going to take a fight with 12 gold in the bank. 12k gold.
Yeah.
That's a lot. At the same time, do you want to buy out in this game where buybacks might be worth more than that other item? Not easy decisions here. I think I could see you buying out for the Ags and the Abaddon because you are playing through the Slark anyway.
Re-upping the smoke, trying to use the disperser.
Collapse is not here, though.
They're going straight up to the high ground.
Fight without the Abaddon?
Can Maposhka find an opening somewhere in this? He's looking for his Fiend's Grip. The Lotus Orber's already been used. Spotted the Magnus. Is the Magnus who he's going to go for here? Team Spirit.
Got feared.
They're kind of resetting here. They don't feel good about this fight anymore.
I mean, I didn't feel good about it. You're fighting without Collapse.
Hey, I mean, the pressure coming in from these Forge Spirits in the top lane. Got to do something about it.
Tundra.
Now Tundra trying to find their pick.
Running
They're gonna
straight
run
in.
Laurel. Echo Slam, no, BZM
BKB.
got off the BKB first. Now they found Maposhka, skewered it back in deep in the Cataclysm.
Can he get
it's
a
gonna
grip?
play hell.
Got
No,
a
we
grip
got
off.
the Fiend's Grip anyway because of the Aphotic Shield. The Fiend's Grip lasting a little while here, but the Meteors are raining in, and it's hard for Team Spirit to push into that fight. Glob's being chased away. They're botsing too just to get on top of him. He doesn't have the borrowed time, and there's no way
He's
Team
another
Spirit can
Echo
really get to him. Laurel thinking about it, early BKB, but it got tapped by damage. Echo Slam goes in, tries to get him immediate RP, going after Duraccio. 33 on the high ground, watches Duraccio goes to work on this Laurel. Depth Shroud gonna be used. A second RP, can't see the heroes, has to screw him out of it. Depth Shroud, a little bit more damage, managed to get him. Harpoon back in, Radon in some trouble, has to get up to high ground, blocked by the pounds. He's not getting out of here, he will fall in the water. And now the Roshan is open for the taking for Tundra.
The refresher's so big there. Refresher for BZM means you can give the shard to Duraccio. So you effectively had Refresher Invoker and Refresher Magnus in that fight.
God, D33 almost died.
Gotta be careful here. This is not a Rosh you can take right now.
Roshan's roar, it scales, man.
I mean, you have time. You have time to go heal and come back.
Yeah, there's no rush to this.
And this should complete Duraccio's real Refresher Orb. Got a little help in that fight from the shard that they took so much earlier in this game. It finally pays off. The fact BZM gets his BKB off going up that hill is everything in that fight.
Yeah.
He is so dead if he gets Echo Slam there. No way to bail him out of that position.
And everything that happens as a result of that, the vision they get on Maposhka, Duraccio getting the skewer down, the BZM covering the skewer with the meteors that come in, that just means Spirit can't go down the ramp.
That is a tough position. You're going up that huge stairway into this lineup. You can get fissured off, you can get gripped. The fact they found those openings.
under attack.
BZM. Oh, he is feeling hot right now.
Refresher's back up at 25 here.
Middle tower has fallen.
Cooldowns are not too far away. They got another Refresher shard, by the way. Aegis on Duraccio. So he does not have to buy out for his own Refresher. We'll have it anyway.
How is Radon going to be in these fights against multiple RPs, Bloodthorns, Orchids, Scythe of Ice? His timing has to be immaculate.
I mean, he needs help. That's what he needs. He needs a lockdown from the team. You have to be able to land grips here. You have to be able to land Echo Slams, good dead shots, so this Slark has time to build up stacks. If you can build up stacks at the start of a fight, you have a win condition there. If you go into this fight with nothing, and you're just getting stunned, no stacks are being built, the fight's impossible. 20k gold lead. Age is still up for 3.5 minutes here.
Tempted Harpoon Skewer. Manta will help dissuade a little bit of that. Duraccio is going to get stunned up. Abyssal Bladed as well. Almost dying, almost losing his Aegis. The death shot even hits him at the end there. And he will survive.
Did the Lotus cancel the grip there? It failed him out.
Oh, yeah, I think it did.
I mean, you got to be careful going in now because Maposhka is just going to throw these grips on anybody.
Yeah.
And they're very tough to cancel quickly.
Yeah, I think the way it works is each Bane is activating its own Fiend's Grip, right? But Lotus Orb bounces back each Fiend's Grip to the various Banes. Depth Shroud. And jump away. Not Depth Shroud, Shatter Dance, actually. BKB had to be used by Laurel. I mean, Duraccio is creating opportunities here. Eventually, somebody's going to slip up on Spirit and get caught by the Skewer. If he gets caught, if Duraccio gets caught, he has the Aegis. Oh, Maposhka. Oh, he drops the Sentry. He sees him. He got the Nightmare. BZM. He's far from the team. Oh, this is going to be the bots too coming in, but they already have the entrance. They've already got what they needed. Now the Echo Slam. It's going to be put to use to chain up 33. He's dead. Whitemont's up next. He's not getting out of it here either. Maposhka, the game winner, just found a huge opening to get Spirit back on a position to win. This looked like an impossible situation for them, but now it's possible.
This guy is way too good for his own good, dude. It's disgusting, the openings he's been able to find in this game. That is the biggest one of all. The one hero that you have no business catching in this game.
Yeah.
You'll land asleep on him. No BKB, no refresher. The Bristle TP's in to try and bail out that situation. There is no bailing it out. A massive misstep and a massive find from the 5 position of Team Spirit, giving them a large window against an Aegis to do whatever they want on the map right now. And some stacks for the Slark. 18 permanent, 22 Essence shift right now. Grip is back up. You still have to be careful here for the next 30 seconds. You do not want to bleed more kills here if you're Tundra.
Tundra, they still have all of these.
Yeah, A on disc for the Invoker. You need it. You need it here. This is just another lane, I think.
Spirit evening things out. They already took mid lane. Now they're going to get top as well. And Tundra still have a little bit of window to use this Aegis. Aghanim's Blessing also... Zerachu, he has too many items, man.
He has way too many items.
Still has this refresher recipe. He's going to bring in the Blessing so we can free up a slot. Or get the Horde Toss, and then the Aegis of Wardle will flee up the spot, and I assume get Refresher for it, or slip in the Refresher Shard until Refresher Orb is needed.
Yeah, save buybacks for now. Never know when you'll need them here. Blink done for the Bane. That is one of the things that can now more reliably catch this Invoker. You run over a Sentry Ward Trap like he did before, it just insta-blink sleep.
Dude, look at what BCM's doing. He's having his courier follow him around with the Eon Disc. This isn't just you know, oh, he has an Eon Disc and he's going to activate it. He's going to assemble it when it's needed. They straight up may not know he has this as a possibility.
I mean, if you pull that off, you deserve to win that game. Though, is he forgotten about it at the same time? Like the micro's not too impressive here, Austin.
Oh no! I mean, he's focusing on pushing all these lanes with the Forge Spirits. There's too many things to micro.
At the same time, should you even be getting caught in the first place? That's kind of the question, right? He's just going to put it on.
Okay, he takes it.
I mean, you got to remember, you can go for plays like that now more, because when the item gets delivered, you can put it in right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of that.
Oh, dead shot on the Invoker. These dead shots are spooky, man, because he's got the charges too, so they come back so quickly.
Extremely disruptive. He has Octarine as well.
Yeah.
So you're getting double big, girthy dead shots in the fight that are all Octarine cooldown.
Girth and length never seen before. We have 25 seconds until we have tier 5s. That could be really interesting. What do we get when we get a bunch of, you know, there's the item that still increases your cast range, right? Is that not in
Seer Stone?
No, it's not in anymore.
No.
Okay. So
I think
what would be the big ones? Minotaur Horns?
Minotaur Horns would be good.
Skewer back onto Collapse.
Early ult
Borrow
pop.
time going to be used here early. We saw what happened last time. He gets controlled up during his borrow time, and he isn't able to blink away, but it lasts long enough. A second RP, but he didn't get the skewer.
He missed him.
Radon is going to help out here. Echo Slam, triple Echo Slam on 3. Ooh, Laurel does big damage here. He took the Invoker out of the fight, and now Jirachu's in some trouble. He already used most of his spells. He's being constantly silenced up, constantly stunned up. He's gone as well. Tundra holding onto these buybacks. They're going to have to use them to defend their base at this point in time because 33 can't push through all of this. 4 dead and 1 buyback needed from Collapse.
Laurel with the team fight he was waiting for all game. Just massive double Echo Slam damage, spreading on everybody. And you found a grip on the Invoker again. No Aeon Disc pop in that fight. He had it in the backpack, never got slotted in. He just died so fast. Crazy finds from the Bane in this game. And a very nice jump from Laurel just puts that team fight over the edge. You do get an Abaddon buyback here. That's it. And you had to trade 33s as well. Might be forced into more if Spirit want to push the issue. You have a little bit of a stack buildup on the Slark, nothing crazy.
Just another bounce.
And he will fly in the Refresher of his own. So Radon is going to join the Refresher Club.
Final lane of barracks. Open for the taking. Buybacks will have to be used by Tundra. The question is how many? How much does Team Spirit want to push this? Macropire going to be used early here. Radon pops the Shadow Dance, sits in it, and starts going to work on the tower.
Joker up at 10. Might try and save the buys here if you're Tundra.
It really does look like they're going to be doing that, but it does put them on a bit of a precipice here. As Radon might be able to get the Megas without too much loss. Takes the tier 3, decides to back out.
I mean, the thing is, the timing's just not great here. Roche is a guaranteed respawn in the next 2 minutes.
That's true.
Do not want to lose a fight and give up this next Roche. Especially when you just got all those buybacks out of Tundra. Or at least the 2.
Cataclysm revealing some heroes.
You get an Aegis here, you take the next fight, you kill this Bristleback. That's a pretty good win condition.
Yeah.
And it's an early Roche spawn. They're just going to gobble it up here. Another Refresher Shard.
You know what's interesting about
give
this?
it to Collapse here, maybe.
They're focused on Roche. This does give Tundra the opportunity. They won't get it right away, but they can start farming up some of these neutral item shards to start getting tier 5s.
They should be ahead, yeah. Up to 7 out of 10 right now.
So Team Spirit, do you want to farm your own and accept the fact that Tundra are going to be able to get some, or do you try and push up to the high ground now?
They're very close to a lot of these. There will be one of them. Doraccio. Actually, we can see his options now.
Minotaur Horn. I mean, one of those two, right?
You don't want the unrelenting eye for the memes?
No, I think I'm okay with that.
I mean, it's Minotaur Horn or Fallen Sky here.
I mean,
I think Minotaur Horn is...
Imagine what you could do with some RP Fallen Sky, RP Fallen Sky.
Magic Lamp also pretty nice. I always think one Book of the Dead is honestly pretty nice just for the detection.
Okay, yeah.
Like, just having invis detection in these later fights that doesn't require an item slot is pretty underrated. It will be Fallen Sky on the Magnus. That is pretty strong. Still looking for Invokers here. Minotaur Horn for the Abaddon.
He also took, it's important to talk about the enchantments as well. He took the Audacious, 100 attack speed plus 80 magic attack damage. He's going to take more damage as well, but he's just basically looking for a knockout punch.
Gotta land these big RPs and make them count.
Yeah. More cooldown reduction for the Bristleback.
I mean, honestly, Radon taking Book of the Dead, he must have not gotten anything that juicy. But he did get Titanic on the enchantment, which is pretty nice here for the status resist.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that you can...
Plus the base damage.
Ooh, tried to get the Fallen Sky, got it on my post, got immediately going to be Abyssal Blade and Fisher. He did pop his BKB. Okay.
A bold move from Doraccio that does not pay off. Spirit potentially can force his buyback now.
I mean, if you're going to make that kind of play, surely you commit at least the BKB. If they want to Abyssal Blade you, sure, but...
Or throw a Lotus on him before he goes.
Yeah.
Spirit taking control of this game now. Still 4 minutes on that Bristleback buyback.
I mean, also,
force the fight. I think you go. You have a Refresher Shard on Collapse. You have double borrowed time. You need it.
Ice Paths. Trying to build up some damage, some chip damage.
Just Megas.
BZM, he's going to go for it. Meteor's going to be dropped on his head, but he does manage to find an opening to be able to pounce away. Collapse heals him up a bit. Laurel sees an opening. Echo Slam. Nope, he just gets a little bit of stun and takes the building. Starts running away, but there's the RP. It's on two. Immediate Fiend Script going to be used, and nobody there to stop it. It's a full-out RP. Trying to get force out, trying to get him away, but no. He will die back. That's going to be a dieback on two. Tundra left
for 3 now. Scythe of Ice, that's going to miss. BCM starts backing away. BCM, if the time to put on a show, it's absolutely now. 3 against 5, but he slept up.
Go
and
to
here
sleep.
comes the man himself, Laurel, to deliver enchant down, deliver a knockout. He goes down, a buyback immediately used by Laurel to find an opening here. Saksa pushing forward, trying to go after, immediately dies. He's just trying to stop Spirit from running away, but Spirit don't have to run.
They're running back in. They want to end this game right here. Only BCM alive for the cores. He is going to have to do something insane here. Has Block of Cheese, Fallen Sky, every spell at the ready, but no refresher available for the extra burst damage.
If he doesn't jump in soon, it's just going to be the Ancient falling.
Gotta go now. Gotta do something.
BCM, he jumps in, Shivas,
Fallen
drops
Sky,
his Meteor Hammer, goes for the meteors, but at the same time, he gets controlled up once and he's dead. And that is it.
What a game.
Team Spirit pushed it late, and against the odds, take over.
Season 25, and we're into the action. Tundra versus Spirit. Can Spirit get that championship title, or will Tundra be able to push this series to a Game 5? It's all going to be very exciting to see. I mean, yeah, Saxa, I've got to check. When do you think the last time Saxa played Shaker? Did he play at all this DreamLeague?
No, I don't think he's played it for a very long time. Maybe a pub game or something, but I can't remember the last time he played this year on competitive. It has been quite some time. It's just not a very common 4 right now. Because again, the laning and the stacking, everything's just a little slower and weaker, it feels like, than a lot of the other common 4s. So you really have to hit your timings well, hit your windows well. Ideally, you get a kill or 2 on the lane, and you can gank mid. And that's then you're having a good Shaker game.
Dude, I can tell you, the last time Saxa played Shaker, it was 2 years ago, Avery.
Oh my god, that's a really long time.
In terms of pro games. In terms of pub games...
I mean, he was on Tundra 2 years ago, again, right?
It was against Liquid. They lost
that was the last time he was on Tundra. Comes full circle, I guess.
This is going to be fun to see if Shaker supports back. A lot of cool.
He's going to fissure block.
Exactly. You get this guaranteed sort of setup at the lane position.
Yep. This is I feel like this is what you should do. Every time you play this hero in pubs or something, you're like, I don't have to fissure block, because we'll just play the lane. But you should almost always double fissure block, I think, with the 4 Shaker, because your level 1's too weak.
No, because I got to say, so I'm doing my research, right? So Saxa, he hadn't played the Shaker support even in his pubs, on his main account for half a year until last night, yesterday, on the day off on the Monday. He played 2 games and he won both of them. So he's turned up today and he's like, "This is it. This is the hero." Yep. So he's feeling let's see. Yep.
He invented something, Oh, Rue. Almost feeding that first blood.
Feeds the courier. And that did have the tangos and the sentry on, so nice little catch there from Whitemon.
That's actually a nice win for Whitemon, because now he has he alleviated some of that sentry advantage that this Weaver always wants to win. So this is going to pay off over the long term, because now Rue has to use his sentry to block small camp here. Do not want to allow the Warlock pulls, which means Whitemon has 1 sentry down on the lane and another in his inventory. So this is full lane control versus the Weaver. Tough start for Rue. Honestly, he's not going to be able to play too aggressive or harass here.
Could be on this top lane before, so is there going to be any pressure on Radan CSing?
I think Abaddon can create it versus Tiny in a vacuum, but I don't think with this Shaker. Maybe you get a very clutch block here at some point on the Oracle, and you can run Baposhka down. I just think it's going to be very hard to stop Radan free farming here. And he'll throw out a fissure, but it's not doing much. I do think 33 will free farm though, and if you look at Tundra's lanes overall, they're pretty strong. Like, you have Abaddon, Storm, PA. These are tough cores to shut down in terms of just raw CS. Like, I expect Tundra to effectively win 3 lanes just by default here, unless Spirit are able to get some clutch kills or make some moves.
Yeah, because what the last pick from Spirit, the Leshrac, you're picking this not for the lane situation, just because of the overall game and the fact that you have got that synergy with the Oracle, where you're just going to be able to frontline in the fights and be unkillable.
Yeah, I think it's more for the game than the lane. Like, it's a fine matchup versus Storm, but it's not Viper or something, And I think this is another hero that really went up in priority over this series. If we go back to the first 3 games, Lesh was looking pretty scary in a lot of those situations leading up into this series as well. I think the hero just went up in stock over DreamLeague. Like, he scales really hard. When he gets 5 or 6 slots, there's not much that can test this hero in the ultra late game. I think, were you casting the game where it was like the Lornoff Leshrac that was just beasting it up in that Chimera game? I think that was a pretty good example of what this hero can do.
Yeah, I know, we did. I mean, Lornoff, he beasted it up on quite a few, but indeed, just Leshrac was definitely one of the ones. I think that was the one where he went for like the, still went for the early Bloodstone. Didn't actually go for this kind of Atos rush build that we were seeing other Leshracs go for in towards the Gleipnir.
Yeah, I think Laurel is more of an Atos player. Yep. And we see him queued it up here already. So this could definitely be like he's expecting to do well in the lane, get a fast Atos. And if you get that 1 or 2 cheeky kills on the Storm, it instantly pays off. But I view this as like higher risk as well. You know, if you go that Atos and you don't get the 1 or 2 kills, I think it feels pretty bad because this item just doesn't build into anything that good in the short term outside of the kill threat. Not a farming item, not a mana regen item, just kind of a dead item on the map unless you're finding the pickoffs.
Looking at the 4-minute
Museum.
rune. They're going to have the Fisher set up on a Memposhka, but Memposhka's got Lal here ready to back him up. BZM and Saxa, they got to be careful. Early game, this Lesh kicks out a hell of a lot of damage with the Edict as Lal will chase BZM up to the high ground. Gonna have another lightning in a second, a couple more right clicks. It's not enough from Lal, but it is enough from Saxa. Saxa will get the first blood, taking Memposhka down. Lal dropping a ward there, trying to get the vision to finish BZM off, but BZM is far enough away to stay safe. So good moves there from Saxa. He'll be able to get himself sent back to base as he denies to neutrals. Rewarded with that first blood gold, and Tundra not actually losing anyone.
That's a great sequence for Saxa. He gets first blood. The boots help him out. You get the bounty rune as well, and then you suicide to neutrals. It's like everything you could want off that sequence. And this is the kind of early game that the 4 Shaker, he wants more than almost any other hero. Just some early skirmishing, extra levels in the bank, early boots so you can abuse some of the enchant totem after shock hits. Really nice find from him. And of course, 33 is not going to suffer while the Shaker's off the lane. So I'm already getting some PTSD here.
It's fine. It's just, everything's going to be fine. It's so
this is not the same problem. So
no. This game has been given the SVG stamp of guarantee that nothing's going to go wrong.
I don't know about that one,
but
yeah, sure.
No,
I'll
it's all
take
good.
it.
It's all good. Let's just have some banter here, obviously referencing the fact that we did have those issues on Sunday, but I'm sure it's all fine. I'm sure Saxa's just reconnecting. Yeah, apparently his cam's just gone off, which is a good sign because that means there's a different issue. So, which we like different issues because this means this issue is probably not going to be an issue. So he should be able to reconnect soon. Got a few smiles on the players. Well, what have we got here? You're getting a deal being done. He's trying to do a deal. There we go. Collapse, trying to make a trade happen here.
At least they're in good spirits about it. I mean, that's a good sign, you know? I think there's a lot of teams that would be really frustrated with the situation, but I guess having a day or two to reset probably also helps, you know? You get rid of like the emotional side of it or the reactionary side and then get just going with this.
And it's a pretty good offer from Collapse. He only wants 4 of these small creeps. Yeah, you're giving that offer.
That went well, I think.
Okay, well, we have... Oh, no. Okay. Oh, okay, Whitemon giving the warning that... he doesn't want him to take a dangerous deal. You know, he cares about his safety. He's like, well, look, I've got a PA in my lane next to me. The PA might come and get you. And he makes a good point, Whitemon. Collapse agrees. So we'll see if indeed Collapse honors that he won't look to steal these creeps now, and we'll leave.
I mean, he's gonna steal them, dude.
No, he's not.
He's stealing them 100%. There's no way any deal is happening here.
He just made a deal.
Yeah, apparently there's a little packet loss, so that's what we're trying to address here. It is not the same issue.
Only 6.
Relax, everybody relax.
That's not much, is it?
That's a lot, Owen. What do you mean?
But is it?
That's a lot, dude, for a pro game.
How big are these packets? Well, how big's a packet?
I mean, you're going to feel it, right? 6%. It's not like you play... It's not like 6 frames out of 100. Yeah, it's a percent.
So I thought it was like, during this time you just lost 6. Okay.
No, I think the only amount you can play on is... It's like less than 2. Like I've played on 1 to 2%, and it's rough. Any higher than that it's unplayable. So, especially for a grand final, we can't.
Exactly,
can't have people
6%.
play on
We want 0%.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's just a PC issue, so he's just restarting his PC, and then
Oh no.
he'll be fine. I'm sure they've got very fancy PCs, so these PCs will restart in seconds. Maybe a minute. No, actually, I don't know nowadays. Literally seconds.
Yeah, I have a feeling Spirit have some extra PCs in their team house by now. Try just in case for situations like this. So
Yeah, I think Spirit's going to be fine. I think, and we're going to play fine. As I said, this is going to be fun. This is just a nice, normal disconnect. Happens
of course.
regularly. They'll be back. They will be back. What have we got here? Oh, yeah, we'll be able to check out the player cam. Smiles all around there. Whitemon, he's ready to go. And, Daracho, considering obviously the fact that he was involved in that last deal, to turn and kill Collapse.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing: Spirit's smiling right now because the problem's not with them. So.
I mean, there's got to be a bit
chilling.
of relief, right? You have your Spirit. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
now it's them with the pauses. Yeah.
Because if it were you again, no matter what it is,
that's going to be there.
Yeah, it's gonna feel bad, but it's like it's on them now. It's their turn to figure it out. We're chilling.
There's definitely a bit of you can see why they're smiling. But and they'll be like, well, you can have as long as you want,
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You gotta let them fix the issue here.
Yeah. Oh, so just waiting for Saxa to get the restart done on his PC. And then they'll fix it. Because as restart fixes 99% of problems. It always does.
I mean, that's what the tech guys always tell you, right? That's just so they don't have to do their actual job.
Well, I used to think that, and then once I did have a problem, and I was not restarting my PC, and then when I did, it actually fixed it, and then I was like, you know what? They're actually onto something. They're not just trying to tell it.
What was the problem?
I can't remember. It was back in the day. It was like an internet problem. It was like, you ring up the ISP, and then they're like, have you turned it off and on again? And you're always like, yeah. Because back in the day, right, it took ages to turn your modem on and off.
Oh, yeah, that was miserable.
So it's like, I ain't doing that. Tell me what the problem is. So, you expect them to fix it on their side. You're like, just do something on your side, on the phone line. I don't want to turn it off and on. And then eventually when they it's not working, they can't do anything, then you do turn it off and on, and it actually does fix it. So it's,
downloaded some mysterious files there, Owen? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't know. I was uploading them. Not downloading.
Okay. This guy's running Pirate Bay over there in the 90s or what, dude? What are you uploading there, Owen?
Yeah.
Uploading mysterious files, I see.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worse than downloading.
Yeah, it definitely would be, yeah.
That was definitely not the thing you wanted to say there.
No. I didn't tell the ISP. That was all good. My internet was back.
Just lied to them.
I turned it off and on. Yeah.
I mean, you always gotta lie. There's like, did you download anything suspicious? You're like, no. Did you?
Real story though. We were once having internet issues at our house, and then we kept having them, and then so the network ISP had to come out, and they there's like those metal boxes on the street that has like the internet for like the estate or something.
Well, those aren't.
And no, they're real. Some guy was looking in it, and then we got the ISP reached out.
That's a conspiracy, dude.
What, these boxes with the internet in?
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
No, but there is, because the ISP looked in, and then they reached out to us and said, hey, we fixed the issue, and the issue was there was your neighbor was doing something that he shouldn't be doing. We never knew what he was doing, but he was doing something that was impacting the internet of the entire estate that we lived on. And to be fair, actually, he did move out. We got a new neighbor quite soon after that, so I don't know where he got. We never spoke to the guy. He'd always
government agency somewhere.
I think he was maybe from one. He was like this guy. He lived on his own. He always dressed very smartly. He never said anything to us, and then he just disappeared one day. And he was doing something from the next door. Wait, what have we got here? Anyway,
we're ready. We're ready, Owen.
Oh, we're ready.
Thank God. I was about to lose my mind. The longest finals in the history of Dota 2.
Oh yeah, it's back on. No more pauses, as guaranteed by Avery.
I guarantee
that was it.
That's right.
You guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
I didn't see. Did he take the small camp? He did.
Yeah, of course he did. Owen.
Well, he said he wouldn't.
He's just playing the mind game. The psyops, getting in their
Dude,
head.
look at this mid gank. Do you expect
What is this?
This is
BZM
Weaver, Oracle coming in with a setup. Under the tier 2. Oh, BZM. Oh,
He's alive.
right click. Oh.
Oh,
Wait. What's the pause? You said there wasn't going to be any more, Avery. I don't even know if BZM's dead. Is he
What do you want me to
dead
do,
to this
man?
right click? Is he dead to
yeah,
this?
he's
Or is
dead.
they
He's dead.
Dude, now he's got the Purifying Flames heal.
No,
With
he's
low
dead.
rose low.
I mean, he'd have to really low roll.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
There's no way. He's dead. I mean, that's a great gank. He TP'd
Yeah.
back out, instantly dies. I think
What do you do if
Laurel's
you're low?
a little trouble. I mean, you
Where
gotta get creative here. You know,
Oh.
that was not creative
That
enough.
was. That was. Did he not? I mean, okay, I guess Saxa was in. Okay, yeah. Well, they still get back to base, but he's not going to be able to
yeah,
get
he
back
has no
out.
TP.
Yeah.
That was really bad. He should have just died the tower. I think. I don't know. Did he
not-
somehow not see the shaker? Like, there's no
I
way.
think he didn't. I think because of nighttime vision, right? I think he was just
He
on the edge
didn't
of it. He must have not seen Saxa. There's no way.
I don't know, dude. That was.
Right.
Well, I guess that evens that out, but it's still more XP going to the Lesh.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they should be a little happy with shutting down this storm early. It is worth something here. And hey, Miposhka takes mid, you know? Little mid on mid support battle. Solo XP for Oracle, that's not too bad. That's some juice right there.
All right, Derecho versus Collapse down here. But not going to be a kill. Collapse can swashbuckle whenever he needs to.
Yeah, tough hero for Duracho to all in, I think. Can continue to harass him, but I would be surprised if Collapse goes down in that lane. And the power rune, Arcane for Laurel, does
that's
end
a
up going
nice
to this
one.
Leshrac. Yeah, this is a catapult wave too. They're gonna have advantage. Wouldn't be surprised to see Spirit just stay around here with the supports and try and abuse this storm again, or get some deep wards out, play around this catapult.
I guess they're a bit concerned maybe the Collapse needs help down bottom.
Or Wisdom Shrine. 20 seconds for the spawn, so
That's
they
yeah.
don't want to lose it to some weird invasion if they gank mid, which I can respect here. But fairly even early game across the board. I think the Shaker got a little more than maybe I expected. I think Sox's game is completely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting that first blood was a huge buff to him.
Yeah, Arcane Boots already done. Like, that's what you want to see on this hero, you know? Some 5-6 minute Arcane Boots. So you can actually run around, do a little farming, do a little ganking. That's kind of the biggest timing. Then you're just trying to get to that blink, and that's more about the team fights, so. Soxa having a good start here. Storm got shut down a bit, and the PA is the one thriving here. Duracho really on top of that net worth chart early. Just free farming. 48 CS already. This is a really good start for the PA. But of course, Roshan, I mean, he's matching it pretty well. And I feel like you'd rather have the levels on the Tiny more than just the raw net worth in a way. Like, getting to the early Echo Saber is nice, but I feel like having the levels, getting to the points where you have tree grab at higher levels and you're working towards this shard is where that hero really comes online.
Oh, look at this mid. They tried for the setup there with Rue closing the gap, setting up for the Fortune Zen.
A lot of damage.
Not quite happened still. That BZM's got to be careful. He's only got a little bit of mana
He's
left.
dead.
He can't get away from this. They're going to have him.
What was
But at the
that?
same time, down bottom, Duracho was able to dive in and kill Collapse. But this mid lane, Spirit, they're putting all the pressure onto BZM.
Yeah, this is a really good game plan from Spirit. This is the one hero that if you could pick a hero to shut down in this game, it's the Storm for sure. This is the last pick Storm. It's supposed to be the playmaker, the initiator for Tundra, the thing that's going to bring their lineup together. And it's just having the worst game out of everybody. This Pango dying, okay, you got that kill, but it's offlane Pango, right? Like, this does not need to have a crazy game here for Collapse to find his impact. He's just going to rush the defusal, be annoying with the mana burns, and he will be able to contribute to that team fight where this Storm is
Look at this.
in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's going to try and get aggressive, BZM. Comes back in with the
This is
respawn, looks
tanky.
towards top. Can these two take down Radan? Radan's going to get back up coming in. Saxa's watching from the side, gets the Fisher out, but indeed Radan, he's living throughout the sword. Now they'll drop the Golem on towards Radan. Then Poshko will be the first to fall. Radan's going to try and run. He'll have Avalanche up in a second, but they've got enough control with the Vortex to bring him back and take him down. As Tundra, 9 minutes very early on, bringing this amount of presence to this top lane to take the Tiny out and take his tower.
It took so much damage to get the job done, but they already had Golem up. That's huge. Whitemon deals second most hero damage in that fight. And it's just all Bonds, Golem. Even with Fate's Edict going out on this Tiny and the Purge, still not able to save him. There's just no turnaround damage here. And I mean, that is the power of the Grimoire. Getting the kills bottom, you get the extra XP. You can make a level 9 gate play with Golem Bonds up. Hero's just nasty in the early game now.
Let's see what they look towards now. And Radahn will be a little safe around his tier 2. Oh yeah, this PA is definitely going to be an issue. This is going to be one of the faster Battle Furies we will have had this tournament. I feel. We had a lot of obviously a lot of PA Battle Fury games coming in. Dratcho, look at the collapse, but with the Rolling Thunder up potential, he's going to be fine. They're going to try and do something about this PA, Lal, and Miposhka. Ready to make the rotation. Let's see if they can catch Dratcho.
In trouble. This is haste rune on Laurel. This is kind of a guaranteed rundown situation, as long as you can get on top of him.
Let's have a look. They're going to look towards Whitemon first. So they'll quickly run down the Warlock. Now, do they want to try and turn and dive for Dratcho? They don't, so they actually just settle for getting the quick kill on Whitemon, and Dratcho, he's allowed to live.
I took a small camp too. Not honoring the deal at all here as Laurel cleans him up, gets out of there. Does tank the gank, I guess. That's something. As BZM just pushing in mid. I guess one concern in this game, if you're Spirit, is like, what does your 5-on-5 look like? Especially if the Pango goes down first. You have Oracle Weaver supports. It's not a lot of 5v5 control versus Shaker Warlock here.
Mid. Look at the Fissure on towards Rue. Rue will fall. We'll see Collapse try and strike back with the Rolling Thunder. Sakura tried to hold him back with the Echo Slam, but the range was not there with the Aftershock. So the Echo Slam gets completely whiffed, and now Collapse is going to have the chance to chase on potentially more than Whitemon's got the heal out. They won't have the damage to deal with him, and 33 still around, so Spirit have to be careful how they tackle the fight with Abaddon right in front of them. They'll start to back away, and it still gives the chance for Tundra to push onto this tier 1 tower. Very hard for Spirit to push them off it.
I just don't have a lot of lane shove or AoE. There's no Coddle Blast here. There's no Darkseer shells. It's downside of this Weaver Oracle support duo. If Tundra just group and start pushing objectives, taking the 5-on-5s, it's not that good for you until all of your cores can join the fight, until the Tiny's ready, until the Lesh has a bit more tankability and can frontline. That's when that team fight will come together for Spirit. But right now, Tundra dominating it, and early Blade Mail on 33. He wants to reflect all this Leshrac damage. Can't blame him. It's going to be a nice item this game. Another tier 1 tower down. That's all 3 tier 1s dead by 12 minutes here. That is a lot of extra team gold into Tundra's pocket. It's speeding up this Battle Fury. It's speeding up this Shaker Blink. Already 1,000 gold on Soxa. Like, these towers are counting for a lot right now.
Yeah, Rue tried to sweep across towards the top to catch Saxer on the retreat, but 33's in with the backup. Leaves no area of vulnerability for the Shaker to get punished. And nothing that Radahn can do about 33 right now.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about Abaddon in this game until you can just out-team fight him. Like, you're not killing him on the map. You need Silver Edge Tiny to kind of create a threat against him. You have no silences, no real Orchid builders. It's a solid Abaddon game, honestly, for it being first pick here. I guess you can mana burn him out. Maybe Collapse just has some crazy team fight and gets an Ags or something on this Pango. That's one route you can go, but yeah, fast Battle Fury for Dratcho here. Has a couple Ancient stacks to fall back on. He's in a very good spot.
Yeah, this PA is going to be huge. Very, very good stuff, Dratcho. And Radahn. What's sort of the point in the Tiny build where you start running around the map with the team? You just get with the Echo, the Yash, or do you need the full SMY BKB? Like, how farm heavy do you go on this hero?
I think when you're getting your next item here, you can start joining fights and feeling good about it. But when you're running around the map, it's the Shadow Blade timing.
Now BZM. Trying to make the move on Collapse. They've got the setup. The Golem's going to get dropped down to try and give a bit of space for BZM to be able to jump out, and he can. Collapse tries to stay on top of him, but the one charge is still there, so BZM still plenty of mana to play with. He's going to be potentially fine. In fact, he was thinking about fighting back towards Collapse. 33 moves in on towards the Pango. BZM really pushing his hero to the limits, trying to provide everything he can to allow them to control Collapse. And he does it perfectly. BZM could have run. He was low on mana, but he knew he had just enough mana and HP to get back in and make sure they could hold Collapse back from escaping. Dratcho cleans up the kill. He cleans up some Ancients. I mean, this PA's game continues to get fueled to a pretty crazy level. They're already 8k net worth 14 minutes in.
Yeah, this is a disgusting pace he's setting. And this is going to let him just play super aggressive into the Tiny because he's going to be ahead. He's going to be able to jump the PA on the backlines, putting a lot of pressure on Team Spirit's support duo right now. Like, these two supports are squishy. They can get bursted super fast from this PA. And honestly, Golem bailed this entire fight out. Like, the fact you land the Golem as you're trying to chain stun this Storm just buys so much time for BZM here. And this last swashbuckle from Collapse did a huge amount of damage. If you have 1 or 2 more spells there on the Storm, you clean him out there. But the interrupt from Whitemon on point every time here, as now Tundra looking for the Tormentor here. And they probably will get it. I don't think you're contesting this if you're Spirit.
I don't think so. Right, Radan's not quite ready to join the action. Wants to get his next set of items. I mean, Rue's going to head through.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's a little off timing-wise, though. Didn't man up for it.
I was a little bit scared, and understandably so. Tundra easily able to take the Tormentor as a team. Whitemon to get the shard.
And Blink done for the Shaker.
Oh, Radan up top. Pretty close to the tower. It's going to get the chance here for Tundra to turn up and try and take him down. To get the Vortex drag back, Miposhka is here to help out. Well, the Fisher block from Saxa is going to kind of force Radan to have to stand his ground. The false promise from Miposhka has to come into play. BZM's able to zip away. Lal is trying to move in. Tundra will start to pull back under the tower. 33's helped to kill off Radan.
Oh, that blade mail.
33's not done yet. The blade mail indeed causing Lal to immediately just destroy himself. And now Collapse. There's no saving him either. I mean, yeah, they are bad, and they just could not fight around him. And it's a beautiful block from Saxa coming in with that angle. Left no chance for Radan to get out, even with the false promise being used by Miposhka.
Oh, that fissure was really good. It blocked out the Tiny, and it blocked out the Lesh from joining the fight.
Yeah.
You saw Laurel get stuck behind it. This false promise on Tiny is just not what you're looking for. You want to use these spells on the Leshrac so Laurel can get in there and fight through the Blade Mail, fight through the Shaker spells. Look at Laurel. He's just stuck here. Soxa controlling this fight perfectly with that fissure. Even blocked out the Oracle for a bit. And then you just overcommit for the Storm and you never even end up getting him. That's just not the timing Spirit want to take these fights around. Like, you have Echo, Yasha, Tiny. It's just not anything compared to what this Warlock Shaker are putting out. And that was the Blink fight for Soxa as well. Didn't even end up getting to use it, but could have done some serious damage there.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Orchid now done for 33. He just fully completes an Orchid off that. Like,
yeah.
This is... I just don't know how you take the fights right now. You have to stall this game out if you're Spirit. You got to play the side lanes, look for some pickoffs. There's a lot of deep wards that Rue got out, so he's probably going to look for some courier sniping, slow the game down. But they're already setting up on Collapse, and Orchid...
There they are. There's the Indeed, just straight up. It's a dead Pango. 33.
Getting a little spooky.
Well, 2-0-5, having a pretty smooth game. And definitely showing at least out the first picks. You know, so far been able to do a whole lot more than Radan has on the Tiny, but Radan still needs time, right? Given the chance, get the SMY, the BKB. Like, we've seen many a Spirit game, especially during these playoffs. Even if they're 10k behind at 17 minutes, there's always still a chance with Spirit because their outplay, it can come regardless of the position they're in.
Oh, 100%. And they will get stronger the more dispels they get here. Like, the more BKBs come out versus Warlock, relieves some of Miposhka's decision-making in terms of who he has to purge versus the bonds, stuff like that. But right now, it's looking like it's all Tundra, and they're just going to keep pushing the objectives. No reason to slow down in this game. Keep taking every fight you can get. Even went Mage Slayer on the Storm. Kind of an unconventional Storm item, especially first. But it is nice versus the Leshrac, and honestly, it's not bad versus Spirit's other 2 cores. Like, you hit this Tiny with Mage Slayer, it's not insignificant here, considering Spirit need all the damage they can get. You play into a Baden, you need 100% of your DPS online.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This is where I go back to that Atos on the Leshrac too. Like, did this Atos pay off in this game? It just does not feel like it did. And now it's just kind of a dead item in your inventory.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, sort of the kills that they did get, some of them, of course, causing some of the dives that they had to then go on for, so ended up being maybe a bit of a double-edged sword in some of those situations of how aggressive Lal wanted to get. See down bottom, 33. It's going to look for Miposhka. They'll get him easily with the grab back from BZM. BZM even seeing if he can get the chase down onto Radan, but Radan's already out of there. Well, I say that though, BZM, he's not got much mana left, but he has got eyes on Radan. He's still going to try and really poke out, you know, as aggressively as he can. He doesn't care with this Aegis. He's got the Aegis, right? So he doesn't care if they turn and blow him up, and they won't. They'll just continue to run.
Hoping they would, trying to bait him out there.
I think so, yeah.
Spirit will not take the bait. Might run into Soxa here. Oh, already used Avalanche, though.
Oh, they can set up on this. As BZM still got enough mana to close in. 33 providing the shield here over towards BZM. The silence down onto Radan. Radan's in trouble. And not a position really where any help can come in. He'll turn with the Avalanche, but 33's ready with the Blade Mail.
And Gem already online. Whitemon just buys super early Gem. They put it on the unkillable Abaddon. So they're already dewarding a lot of obs. You get a rune steal.
Okay, he's going to be fine. He'd have the remainder of the Shikuchi off.
I mean, this Gem is a problem for the Weaver, too. Like, this is a lot of early map control Tundra are playing for right now. Spirit got to find something here.
True. He tried to make a play on Saxa. He missed the bugs. And now, time lapse off just in time. Maybe he can live.
Yeah, he's good. No more mana on the Storm. Oh, we got a Courier.
Courier.
I mean, these are some plays, you know? Some space.
Yeah. Tank the Echo.
True. Do lose a tier 2 mid.
They do. The overall picture still not looking too great for Spirit. Yeah. Tundra getting quite a lot here in this opening 20 minutes.
I think we've seen this before, though. You know, I think Spirit are a team they're used to playing from behind. I think Tundra are, in some ways, used to playing from ahead, too. So maybe this is good for both teams.
I really want to try and dive for Saxa, but it's getting risky now. And Root, he'll hide in the trees.
Did they see him there?
They see him. He's dead.
I feel like pros are still figuring out the little tree spots in this patch, you know? They like think there's little corners in some places where there isn't. And that's another tier 2 just going down to this Abaddon. Like, no one is stopping 33.
Oh, and they're just going in. Look at this. Direction 33 straight into the base. Look for Lal. Lal, he's going to get bailed out in time by Maposhka. He is. False Promise comes in, but Direction turns over towards Maposhka. They'll drop the golem. Direction falling rather low. We'll get another dagger thrown up towards Lal. That's enough damage to pop him. Lal is gone as the damage comes into the end of the False Promise. And if 33 is ready to dive in even more aggressively, still has the borrowed time to rely on. He'll get tossed back towards the rest of them, but he's back up to full HP. And still plenty of mana to play with further shields. But trying to kill him as the borrowed time comes to an end. They'll put the blame out, but BZM's ready to give him the backup. BZM zipping in aggressively past the tier 3 tower collapse. We'll get the angle on towards 33 outside the base with the Rolling Thunder and the Swashbuckle. As they'll get one. Can they get anything more here, Spirit? Rue trying to chase up the high ground. Got eyes on both Saxa and Rue. Turning with the dagger. Deracho continues to be able to play and dance around the edge of the fight. Pick up these kills. Maybe even look towards Rue as well. Rue's going to try and Shikuchi on forward to Whitemon, but the sentry gets dropped down. Gives the vision for Deracho to jump in. Finish off another kill. The Spirit they try and deal with just Tundra diving the base, and they just can't. They get 33, but they lose a lot of casualties themselves still. Tundra, they keep getting away with this.
Oh, the aggression's paying off here. This is how they like to play with these Abaddon lineups. So win the early game and just run at people. You don't have the DPS. They're going straight back in.
Yeah, they're going to find Maposhka. Great target prioritization there from BZM. Turns his attention immediately towards the Oracle, kills Maposhka off. And now they can look to try and turn towards Lal. A quick dodge, jump forward, but there's the echo from Saxa onto the bow for them. Saxa will die, but he may have just set up for the cleanup as they can look to try and chase towards Radan. He's back at the tier 4, but Deracho's in. BKB's are ready. Pops in, commits onto the tier 4 towers. Kills off Radan. Now he's going to be able to look towards Collapse as well. Deracho kills off the Pango. They'll try and turn towards him, but 33's moved in. He's ready to back him up. The blade mail's out. Lal's going to get back to the fountain. He's destroying himself again on the damage that he's doing to this Abaddon's blade mail. As Lal will manage to retreat to the fountain, but Deracho, he's just getting away with murder.
He's almost fountain farming them 20 minutes in this game. Just completely spiraled out of control. Look at this PA's net worth. He's got like 5,000 net worth here.
And they're just dropping heroes left, right, and center as they respawn here, Spirit.
Over? Like, what is happening? There's just no time for Spirit to regroup in this game. Just got completely rolled by this Abaddon lineup. They have double Atos, but honestly, the Atoses, when you're getting fountain farmed, are not doing much for you.
That's true.
They're just running in your face. And that was such a clutch timing for Sox on that Echo Slam. They get the dieback on the Oracle. They finish off Laurel multiple times. Lane of Racks down, looking at another lane.
So what they can do, they get the opening onto 33. Borrowed time still on cooldown for about 10 seconds. Visual come out, blocks the Rolling Thunder from connecting again. So nice moves there from Saxon to allow 33 the chance to get the blink off. And in fact, if 33 is able to turn, get the silence, will get removed here by the dispel from Aposhka. But BZM dives the high ground, get the pull down with the Vortex, glimmers there in time. Gives Collapse another chance to continue to retreat. They drop the Golem. They're not quite able to get their hands on Spirit quite yet. Radan steps back in with the Avalanche toss combo towards Duracho. Atos as well, but Duracho getting healed up by the Shadow Word, and he's going to have his BKB back up again right now. BKB's ready to go on the PA Duracho. He can look to dive them once more if Team Spirit not
borrow
there.
time
Radan
available as well.
Let's look at the 33. The dagger's just getting thrown out, keeping Spirit at bay, whilst Duracho can continue to focus the objectives and get this second set of racks. Atos is there. And they'll be able to push them off a little more, but no, Duracho, he's ready to jump back in. He gets followed up here by 33 and Saxon looking to go straight on towards Radan. They kill off the Tiny, make the jump towards Miposhka. The both of them gone. Lyle will prop the BKB, but they can simply kite it out. They did lose their supports, Tundra, but the cause still stands so strong. BZM diving up towards the tier 4s and the fountain. Lyle taken out before he can get back. 33 blinks in, they're in on a reel. Get the time lapse off. He will live, but it's just him and Collapse left alive. The roots onto BZM. Collapse having to be cautious. BZM still with enough mana to play with that he is under no threat from these two heroes. Tundra, they've managed to force the space to take the second set of barracks. 25 minutes in. It doesn't seem to be too many signs of Spirit being able to stop the Tundra show.
I mean, the amount of gold they've gotten in the last 5 minutes here is out of this world. This PA is now doubling the Tiny effectively. Full Satanic completed for him. The Orchid and the Fissure plus the Shaker Shard have just prevented Miposhka from getting these false promises off, which is still level 1. It's just nothing's coming up Spirit here. And you're looking at the hero damage. Such a nice split for Tundra. Everybody super involved in these fights, pushing them to the fountain.
Radan trying to find some farm, but Saxa had his eyes on him. BZM in with the backup. 33 ready to go as well. TPs are coming over. Can they bail Radan out of him? Miposhkas will drop the false promise here on towards the Tiny, trying to give Radan that little bit of safety, but they're diving and still doing so much damage to Radan underneath the tower. Jump forward from Saxa. 3-man Echo Slam gets the double. They get the cleanup as they take Miposhka out as well. As they'll tap out of this one. GG is called. We're getting the game 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. Tundra will take game 4. There's 2-2 now, Avery. And pretty hot. He won 2 games last night. He's continuing this Earthshaker win streak going into this game 5 of the grand finals. And Spirit, yeah, just trying something a little bit different. Something they have tried before, didn't succeed with, but maybe they'll be able to make the clinks work now where it counts the most here in this game 5.
It's a tall task ahead of them. I mean, you're talking about signature heroes here for Tundra. Like, I feel like they have 4 of arguably the best player-hero combinations on these heroes in the patch.
It's got to be close to that, yeah.
It's the only one that maybe stands out is that Shaker for Soxa, but like you said, he's feeling it, so I don't we don't even know if it's broken or not. Spirit have to get some work done in this laning phase. I think they have to run at the Invoker, and it clinks, you know. You gotta, if you believe in it, if Radan believes in it, he sees something in this hero other people don't, now's the time to show us what it is, because this is the last game of your DreamLeague season. There ain't gonna be another one.
Well, let's see. I mean, how is the lane on paper? Is it an okay lane? It's a good lane.
It's good for the Clinks. Like, Clinks Jakiro should win this lane. It's a double melee off lane. You can abuse it pretty hard. The Beast will get stick charges, but he can't play too aggressive versus you. The thing is, it's just what do you do with the lane win on the Clinks? This isn't a hero we've seen them rotate super early with. Radan's kind of just farmed with it. So I don't know if winning this lane helps the game unless Radan plays a lot more active than he did in that other Clinks game, which definitely can happen. I just didn't see it in that previous one. And they do get 3 runes. That's a good way to start out this game with the lineup they have. Extra gold means so much here.
And in terms of the top lane, what do you expect out of this? Because Warlock Tiny, that seems pretty safe, right? This should not be a lane where Dracho's dying.
No. I think Warlock almost guarantees anybody free farms in this patch. There's like, it's just so much heal / damage to fight through. Tiny is one of the higher base damage heroes, so he'll just sit there CS. Whitemon can die, however.
So Luke's got the heal going, and Whitemon's ready to try and look to turn towards Rue. The help of Duracho. Rue has to back off. Whitemon's going to be fine for now.
I mean, these early waves mean a lot for Spirit. They mean a lot more for Spirit than for Tundra, I think. If they can win the early regen trades on these side lanes and on mid and kind of snowball off that a little bit, it'll count for a lot here. So you have to play these waves well. They already got the equilibrium back top, so honestly, not a bad place to be there. And Laurel is winning the early CS battle, which is step 1 versus Invoker. Because you got to take advantage of his low base damage at the start. It ramps up pretty quick. I mean, people meme about it, you know, like, oh, 46 base damage, but by level 4 or 5, you're already out base damaging most mids. So if you don't win the early waves, it doesn't really mean anything in terms of an advantage. So you got to put the work in now. And Laurel, he's doing a decent job of that. And same with this safe lane. Like, you want to get a level advantage with this Clinks versus the Beast. We already see Soxa giving a lot of solo XP to 33. I would not chase this Shaker too much down here. I would not get distracted. I would pour all of my DPS and focus into this Beastmaster and not care what Soxa is doing. Because your objective in this lane should be to shut down the Beastmaster. And if Soxa distracts you and 33 gets away with the lane, then you're going to be really sad come that mid game.
Yeah, we're done. Taking a bit of a punch here. But he's setting up for Miposhka to try and get the wrap around. We'll be able to snipe the courier, Miposhka.
Is he trapped?
He is, I think.
What did he do?
He's just stuck. Uh-oh.
What?
Well, he's just...
What was that?
How did he just got stuck in the trees.
What?
And he didn't have mana for the axes or anything. He was just stuck.
He had no mana for axes, no quelling, no tangos. He just ran into a corner and creep trapped himself.
And just died.
That's like...
Oh, no,
that might be the worst thing I've ever seen 33 do.
He's never going to go anywhere near that point again.
I mean, maybe just a map mystery of like where the exit ways are, or didn't realize he had no mana left. That's incredibly awkward. He's usually he's like the archetype of the cerebral player, you know? Like thinks everything out, all these theory crafts. He just traps himself. Bizarre.
He's got to be careful.
That's one way to win a lane, you know? Just...
Yeah. Or top, Sunstrike. Ooh.
Nice dodge. Super nice dodge. The tree. Not enough.
Roof.
Is Rue gonna get this?
Finish this? Ah, no. Shadow Where the Hills come out from Whitemon. Maybe Whitemon, though. They've got Spear. Ooh, nearly getting the angle to drag him back into the tree. It turns with Duracho. Got some views back up. They're actually able to still finish the tiny kill.
He was 4 mana short of that level 2 Avalanche. That would have killed maybe both of them there. Living life on the edge.
Slight change setup. Miposhka comes in with a wraparound, offers up that extra bit of damage for them to take down BZM. 4 minutes in, they're getting these early kills. They're getting that early lead that they needed, Avery.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see. And that Miposhka gank is huge. We see the tip come out. Like, that's a game-winning gank, potentially. You need these early kills against the Invoker. And look at the mid-CS, Owen. 22 and 12.
It's crazy.
This is what you can do versus Hero. We haven't seen it in a lot of the other games BZM played this Hero. He got away with this. He got strong Sunstrike kills. The dodge top, the gank mid, the CS performance from Laurel. They're hitting like everything to shut this Invoker down, and they're going to try it again.
Now, Saxa is going to head over to make sure that BZM doesn't get dove this time.
It's still a lot of pressure on this mid lane. It's opening up the bottom lane for Radon. They're just going back in.
I mean they've got the slider fist onto the two of them.
Is he dead?
BZM. Yes, Saxa can't save him, I don't think.
They just don't care about him.
As his Invoker's going to get taken down. And Saxa also going to fall with Rue rotating over. They're going to get both of them.
I mean, this is what I was saying in the draft, though, and like this is the attack point for Spirit. There's nothing Tundra can do to fight in this mid lane, and they're getting dragged into it. I think you kind of just had to sack it in a way, because if you bring your supports here, you're not fighting Jakiro, Bounty, Ember with Shaker, Invoker. Like, what spells do you have? You have a level 1 Bonds, a level 1 Fissure? There's just nothing here. They're falling into the trap right now, and Spirit, they're blowing this game open with the biggest opening they had. Laurel's already level 6. This is a huge advantage on the map. And Couriers too.
Yep, we're able to take that out up top as he reaches around behind the tower. I mean, it's going to be a tough one. Like, where does BZM sort of go to catch back up here as this level 4 Invoker?
I mean, nowhere. He has to get Sunstrike kills, but because you're losing the other lanes, you're not playing aggressive on them. You're not setting that up. 33 is already in the jungle. No one can lane mid right now. They're zoning them off of XP, losing entire waves here. He's going to go bottom, I guess. This is janky.
I mean, Saxa He has to be. He tries to step up to get some XP in this mid lane, but you're absolutely right. No one can come here. This is not a spot on the map that Tundra can show their faces.
This tower's just gone too. Orb of Corrosion Ember with Catapult still alive. This is exactly what you wanted out of this game if you're Spirit. You drafted for it, you were in a corner, but you gave yourself outs, and you're playing towards those outs right now. And Tundra, they have all this team fight, they have all this scale, they might not get there.
And look at this, yeah, Spirit, they're looking towards BZM on this bottom lane. And they've got the numbers, Spirit. They get the chain set upon towards him. They're going to need to bring in more Tundra if they want to try and keep BZM alive. But he's just going to go straight up down. Show the Shadow Word heal coming in. It's not going to save him. The Shuriken's there to finish him off. They will have the Roar ready for 33 to set up on towards Lal and also have the chase down for Bruce. So Tundra will manage to get some kills in return this time round. But BZM just continues to suffer.
That's a big kill for Tundra, though. They take Ember off the map. That is not a hero Spirit wanted to give up in this early game. They do get the Wisdom Shrine with the Clinks while that fight was happening. So Radahn sneaks in there, at least finds something, but he didn't join the fight, which I think this is a fight he could have joined if Spirit played it a little slower. I don't know, that feels like a win for Tundra. Like the fact you're able to roar chain stun this Ember down, who's supposed to be unkillable in this early game, at the expense of an Invoker who's already really far behind. I don't know what Mastermind Radahn's doing there, but he got the Wisdom Shrine. I guess that was the Wisdom Shrine uploading in real time, you know?
Coming up to level 7 on the Clinks. I see down bottom Brew and Maposhka. They're ready to go again. Ice Pop set up on the Sax as Radahn brings in the damage. The Shaker falls. Maposhka, killing spree here. 3-0-4, 7 of the 8 kills. He's been there on this early game as the Jakiro. He's making the moves.
Oh yeah, he's locked in this game. They felt the support pressure last game. Maposhka's like, no. I'm a 2-time TI winner for a reason. I'll show you how it's done.
And then look at the BZM.
Lighting him up. He still doesn't have boots.
He's just got to stay hidden under this tier 2. If he strays away from this tower, they will go for him. They're going to start rotating up towards the top lane now with the smoke between the 3 of them, Lal, Rue, and Maposhka. So if they can find...
Nice lane to rotate to when you already have Arena available.
Oh yeah, they've got the combo. Now, Tundra, they do have 6 on Whitemon, so he will have the Golem to drop if they feel that there's a chance to fight back. It's going to be hard, though, because Duracho, he gets caught, the Arena's down, they'll immediately look to try and blow up the Tiny, and they'll succeed in that. The Sunstrike comes out, gets Collapse in return, so Tundra, they'll be able to find a trade. Collapse here falling in the efforts to take down Duracho. So if they can get anything more here, they're looking towards Maposhka.
Did you have Fissure available?
Yeah, they cut off the escape. Can't get around it, but he'll try and throw down what damage he can. Will not live though. Maposhka also to fall. Lal, he's thinking about getting back in on this. He's in with a slight change on the boat. Radahn comes through the twin gate in perfect position to lay down the damage. Rue pokes in from the low ground. They get the double kill for Radahn. Saxa will manage to finally kill with a Fissure. Sunstrike is going to get dodged by the slight of Fist from Lal. And Radahn just continues this cleanup. Triple kill for him. Change to hold on to Duracho. The Spear Collapse locks down the Tiny. They'll be able to clean up Duracho as well. As Radahn turning up there from the other side of the map at a beautiful time. 3-0-3 now. That is the dream sort of involvement you want early game for your Clinks.
100%. This is what we didn't see in that other Clinks game. This is a hero that can fight early. Doesn't need much. Does a decent amount of damage and just lines them up. The only downside for Spirit here is the bounty went down to that Fissure, because otherwise you're getting tracks here on top of it all, as 6 was available for Rue. Another massive Sunstrike dodge. Every time you can avoid giving Invoker these kills, that's BZM's recovery. And it's out the window now. Mastermind Radahn, he sees everything. And he will get another tier 1.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I don't know, this is...
more money.
This is sometimes the hole you fall into with this 4 Shaker. Like we were talking about, is Soxa feeling it? What's the upsides and downsides of the hero on this role? These early games can be rough because your spells are just not as strong and you don't farm that fast in the jungle or whatever without points into the Aftershock. So Soxa's just kind of dead weight.
On top, Duracho caught in the arena. They're a little off the mark there with the spear from Collapse, but it doesn't matter. They're far enough ahead that not everything has to hit to get the job done right now. Team Spirit continue this momentum.
You know, last game, Tundra had 3 tier 1s down by 12 minutes. Spirit have 3 tier 1s down by 11 minutes here. They are outpacing the stomp that was game 1 right now.
Oh, I was just poking at them under the tower. There's nothing that can be done to save one another. Saxa's just dead.
It's a track kill. His gold lead is gonna... This Jakiro's ahead of the Tiny.
Yep.
Is this hero just garbage? What?
That's the thing. Up until today, as I said, in the last month, neither Tundra or Spirit had lost a single game with this Tiny. But here in the grand finals, game 4, Spirit struggled with it, and now Tundra's feeling the struggle with Tiny. What's going on?
It's cursed. It's cursed hero or something, dude. He's behind the enemy 5. Like, when have we ever seen this? I don't know. Crazy turn of events here. And Spirit are now the ones looking to maybe just completely roll this game over.
I mean, what's sort of the plan for Tundra? What are they looking towards? Any sort of item timing, or when can they try and smoke up, try and take a sort of a punch back at Spirit?
I think you're just looking for Beastmaster to get involved, right? Get the Ags on 33, let him join the fight. You're not going to get Shaker Blink off the map. He can only get it through the team fights. And maybe some Sunstrike kills, which is dependent on the roar. And if you have to throw it out defensively...
I mean, they're going to look to chase. Shuriken bounce.
He's
it's
dead.
there. He's gone. Another
That's like
one
worst
for
case.
Spirit.
Worst case scenario. You're giving track kills and you
top
use
lane.
roar defensively.
They found Duraccio. His Magnifier is down. It's a very
Just
dead
all
Tiny
wrong.
once again.
It's just crumbling. They can't stay on the map. They have no fighting. This Jakiro's ahead of the Invoker now.
He's nearly going to be ahead of all of them. Like
What's
13
happening?
minutes in Maposhka.
He is almost ahead of all of them.
Dude, he's got 2,200 gold. Screw the 4-staff. Treat yourself to a Midas.
Buy Dagon at this point. Just start Dagon farming some kids out here, you know? I'm not even meaning. Like, you get Dagon this
This
early?
is crazy.
Dude, Maposhka is... He is beastie. 7-1 and 8.
I mean, when was the last time, if indeed this continues, he's able to have more net worth than the rest of the entirety of Tundra? I don't think Tundra will have ever been in that sort of situation, right? In a game 13 minutes in. That never happens.
I mean, that might be one of the earliest ever in the history of Dota, if it happens. Like, I cannot remember a game where 5 was ahead of everybody before the 15-minute mark. Like, that's just
What's going on?
So much map domination. I mean, they're abusing the one weakness in this Tundra lineup, which is the pacing, the tempo. They just don't have a lot of early game. They couldn't defend this Invoker on mid with the support duo. They got too greedy, Owen. They got too greedy, and they're getting punished for it. Amp damage on Laurel, too, now. That is a really good rune to get. Mage Slayer almost done. I mean, he is just going to be a beast with this Mage Slayer, too. That's the other issue. Mage Slayer Ember in this game? First Tiny Beastmaster, Invoker, double Spellcaster, support duo? It's the dream.
Yeah, smoke time. From Spirit. They've got their eyes on Duraccio.
No,
They do have to blink on Collapse. So they've got the setup. And there it is. They don't even need the arena. Just a spear pushback. It's enough for them to catch and kill off Duraccio once again.
Another track kill. And that's a 800 gold swing. Just one kill. That's all it takes. Looking for the Jakiro domination dreams here. And Tormentor is warded up from Tundra. I mean, this is the kind of fight that they can make a comeback on. These objective fights where they get Spirit to clump for the AoE.
Halal. Amplified damage rune, as you say. It's popped and ready to go. They get the Sunstrike set up. They drop the Echo. They'll be able to kill off Rue. But can they really get anything else? Collapse already starting to tease around with 33. Gets the pushback with the spear into the arena. The damage flies in from Radan. And now at the side wall, they TP out to them just in time. They're lucky to get away before the chains was back up.
He was out of mana.
Yeah, and they can clean up the Golem, turn towards the Tormentor, and just keep this snowball going.
That's just not a fight Tundra can win into the amp damage Mage Slayer Ember. Like, Laurel's just a god in that fight.
And there it is. He gets this dude He got the blessing. So look at his net worth. There it is, 16 minutes in.
He's a monster.
The entirety of Tundra behind the net worth of Miposhka. That just never happens. That is insane. In game 5 of the grand finals.
That's just disgusting, dude. Like, I mean, this guy is, he is maybe the greatest 5 of all time, right? So
I mean, look at that. Yeah.
You think he knows? You think he can feel like
with how far ahead, like relatively to compare the entirety of the team?
I don't think he thinks he's ahead of everybody, because you just don't. You're like a forced.
He's a humble
hero,
guy.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking at this beast. He's like, oh, this beast has ag scepter. Like he's probably having a pretty good game. You know, he's recovering, but like no, you're the final boss, Miposhka. He's level 10 too. Some decent levels. Going Spirit's way in this game as well. I mean, the map is theirs. This game is still winnable for Tundra. Like, we should not count them out, because they have suffered so far, but their lineup does scale incredibly hard, and they have a lot of flash farmers that can come back in this game. They have a lot of team fight that they can wombo combo to come back off spells, even if you're behind in gold. So there's still an onus on Spirit here to continue playing the map, continue getting pickoffs, and not become complacent. It's not like they have massive auras or anything being built, right? So you can't just fall back on like, oh, we're going to have Pipe Greaves here, and then the 5v5 becomes easy.
Up top, Roshan. Eyeing up BZM. Bringing in Rue ready with the track. They're going to have him. They get the setup. Up on the cliff. Nowhere to run. That's a cheeky one there from Collapse.
That's a BM cliff right there.
A BZM cliff.
That's very true. And an easy track. I mean, this Bounty Hunter Invoker matchup's really nice for Bounty. Just no Ghost Walk options available. And Sox, he's 100 off Blink.
And they're looking for him.
30 off Blink.
He's so close. He's gonna. Oh, he's got enough, but he didn't spend.
We didn't buy it.
He had enough. He's still gonna get it by the time he respawns,
yeah,
but he did lose out a little more than he needed to. Then I think someone got a. I don't know why did his money go up? Someone got a bounty or one of the creeps had. He had enough for him. Anyway, back in action. They get the track here on towards 33. Radan's in position again with the damage. It's just more track kills. They continue. Whitemon tries for the TP out, but Collapse. He's got the spear to stop him. More money, more glory here for Roshan. It just continues.
Spirit just finding the pickoffs, and this is what they need to keep doing, and they're getting it. They can easily go for Roche too in this game if they want to slow it down, but I don't think they're going to Roche, because I think they're just getting more out of the map than what Roche is worth. You have Vessel on the bounty, you're getting Vessel charges. BKB is already done for the Mars, by the way, which is, that's a backbreaker here for Tundra. Like, he is just immortal in the fights with that. And they're scouting out Dyrachyo. They're looking for more.
Oh, they are. Rue, he's managed to be able to scout out quite a bit of action this game.
I mean, they can dive. 100% they can dive. With Mage Slayer plus BKB already done. Gem already out of Miposhka, by the way. He spent his gold on more map control. Just trying to remove all the vision from Tundra. And there's not a lot of it. A couple wards bottom, but that's it. All right, big smoke from Tundra. They have the Blink Shaker. Right. Gotta find something with this.
Let's have a look. Tundra. Who do they spot out first? Rue in a very sneaky spot here, ready to almost sort of dispel any smoke plays. He's gonna get eyes on Whitemon. And yeah, they get the slight change on Dyrachyo, so already Spirit very aware that that sort of move was coming in. Unlikely to get caught by it.
It's so hard to make smokes from a like closed off map position going into a bounty hunter lineup, because he can just cover so many of the angles, and it's so much easier to read that play. Just a really tough position for Tundra. I mean, again, their best comeback potential is around an objective team fight. Like, let's say Spirit man it for Roche, and you can catch them there. If they go for the next Tormentor, you can catch them there. That's where you can get that AoE punish. That's where you can make that comeback fight. But these open map timings where everyone's just kind of farming different places, really hard for Tundra to find anything. And another quick smoke from Spirit, just straight into Dyrachyo. They don't want him.
Let's see. And maybe see if they can get multiple heroes rather than just the one.
I mean, that would be really greedy if that were the decision making.
We don't want one, we want two, they say.
Yeah.
They want three.
Oh, they want the Wisdom Shrine.
Oh, that's true. And they're going to be able to contest Sax to get him away from this. 33's considering trying to fight this. And Saxa will try and run, but he'll tick out. 33 stepping up. He's got the roar onto Rue, but the arena's down. And 33, he just doesn't have the backup. I mean, there's a Sunstrike coming in, but 33's already gone. Sunstrike does not connect from BZM. It is starting to look a little desperate here, Avery.
Oh, they are definitely in desperation territory. Can this fence save Whitemon? It will.
He's dead bright. Is it Spirit Vessel not enough?
No, he's good here. He's good.
He's good. He's good.
But that's another one-team fight. More track kills, another roar that doesn't lead to anything, and you lost another Wisdom Shrine. We're looking at an 11-level difference right now, and you dropped the Golem. So now you don't have Golem for 2 minutes. They're just trying to get to Cataclysm. I mean, that's like all you're hoping is going to make a difference here. Get the Ags on the Invoker, drop a Kata, somehow get something off that. Soxa smoked up here.
Yeah.
It's a solo Shakers.
Yeah, has to get away from this as soon as that dispels. Radan's still got the eyes on him, and then if the backup comes in, Saxa's just dead.
That's even worse news for Tundra because he solo smoked for that play. So now you lose another smoke that you're gonna need to come back in this game, and you just feed a track kill away with it. The Midas Express continues here.
Rue? He's already eyeing up the next play. He's got his hands on BZM. Backup comes in. They just kill whoever they want right now, Spirit. Nothing that Tundra can seem to do to slow them down.
They're going to have to group and take a fight with Kata when they can get it. If they can get it. And just try and stop the bleeding for now. They are closing in on BKBs. They have the BKB on the Tiny, and the Beastmasters is done here as well. So maybe that'll be something they try and fight with, even if you don't have this Cataclysm. Just going with the 2 BKB cores, stun some people up, drop an Echo, drop a Meteor Bonds. It's kind of your best bet right now, because I think if you let Spirit just do Roshan here and put an Aegis on this Clinks, you're not winning that fight ever again.
Dire are scanning.
All ready to go finish off this tier 2 top. Won't be any sign of Tundra trying to defend this. They've got to just hold back and wait until those item timings fall into place to go together. The problem is Rue's already starting to scout out some of them down bottom where they're trying to find areas of the map to get the farm in. Backups on the way for Rue. Lal and Maposhka, they're heading over. More to come as well from Spirit.
I mean, this is just such good vision for Spirit right here. The Ag's done on the Invoker, though, so Cataclysm is available. Can go for this, like, Roar Cataclysm all in play on a big core target, on some Ember or Clinks. Spirit are just not going to contest that position. They might be okay just conceding a Tormentor here to keep farming the map, get a tier 2, not take that bad clumped fight going into a high ground.
That's tower gone. Spirit continue to get these objectives whilst Tundra in no shape or form to do so themselves.
So, will Spirit smoke or try and contest this Tormentor? I think that's an interesting decision. I could see just doing Roche in exchange for it and not giving Tundra the chance to even come back in a fight here. There's another smoke expended from Tundra. They're trying to catch somebody top, but they're late.
Yeah, he's already out collapse. Clears the wave, gets out of there, so Tundra are going to pincer in onto nothing.
I mean, this has got to be like their last smoke too, I think.
They've been for a lot.
They have been burning them, and I don't think they've connected on one, right? Like the last 3 were all just wasted.
Yeah, last 3 got nothing. Oh.
I mean, do you go back? Do you go through the gate here?
Nah, you don't go
way.
through the gate. There's no way. They don't see them on the map, right? There's no way. They're going to send a ball through.
Yeah, go in there, bro. Instantly eaten.
So it's going to continue just sending these summons through. Let's get some sort of information on the status of Spirit, whether they're still here. Well, Spirit are waiting for the Tormentor. It's up. They'll clear that themselves. They'll try with the Sunstrike Steel. But will not succeed there, BZM. The Tormentor's claimed by Spirit. Brew will get the shard.
Nice little shard pickup. Even more invis pressure on the map, straining the sentries and the gem. And Whitemon will get a D-ward in the river around the Roche. Not insignificant here. Again, there's a chance Tundra can win a team fight if Spirit clump, and Roche is one of the better places to get that. Doesn't look like they want to contest. Doesn't really look like Spirit wants to do it either, though. Just looking for more kills. Can't blame them. I mean, I feel like they have gotten a lot of value out of this bounty hunter scouting.
Yeah,
Sunstrike the pit.
Yeah, seeing if the Spirit were making a move, but I don't see them in the pit, so if anything, the map's going to get that little bit scarier for Tundra, knowing that Spirit could be coming for them.
Just trying to get whatever farm they can. And hope that one team fight comes their way. Shard done for the Shaker, so Sox's team fight is online here. He's very poor, but he is not weak in a way. All about the stuns here for Tundra. If you can land the stuns first, you have a chance. That's kind of it. If you get gone on, the fight's just over. If Collapse jumps you, if you get hit by slight chains, you're going to be in for a rough time, as Smoke is very close to hitting here.
They're so close, and they're going to find him. They're going to jump into 33, will get the BKB off. BZM's able to continue to stay hidden in the trees, and 33 will go for the BKB, TP out, nothing to stop it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Radan did manage to find Whitemon out alone, so still getting a kill Spirit, but not quite the big one. This time, Tundra able to keep their cause alive.
Yeah, they get 33 out of there. BZM doesn't die to that smoke either. Time for the Tiny to farm. Dyrachyo slowly recovering in this game.
Oh, BZM! He went to summon one more round of the Forge Spirits before the TP out. Gave time for Collapse to close in or drop the combo onto Collapse for the Cataclysm. It's not enough to threaten Collapse, as Collapse is perfectly fine. They kill BZM off. It was also just trying to make the move over to get the Shrine of Wisdom in time potentially, but yeah, got cold feet, tried to TP out. Doesn't get anything out of the move.
Yeah, and Gem on Collapse. Can't run away from that one, as 4 heroes swarm for that track kill, another 1,000 gold into Spirit's pocket, and that'll open up Roche completely. Just so much catch and setup in this lineup. It's really hard to rat this game out if you're Tundra right now, and your lineup's not that good at ratting the map anyway, so it's been a struggle. See who gets this Aegis. I could see giving it to Ember or Clinks, but I think it is going to Radon here. He can hit some buildings too if you win a fight or get a big pick off.
Yeah, I'd imagine so, right? Yeah, you want this. You want Radon at the front. And there we have it. Aegis, Lincoln Sphere as well on top of it all. This is the sort of game that, this is why Radon wants to bring out this Clinks. As you said, didn't work out last time, but this time, here where it mattered the most, it's working.
Yeah, he baited him with that other game, He made him think it was trash, and then he busted out here 7-0-9.
Oh, that's not a real hero. Unfortunate there.
Oh, boy.
That's a smoke and a BKB and a raw.
Oh, boy.
And now they're going to get jumped in return. They get the chains onto Dyrachyo. He's got to put the BKB. Whitemon has to drop the golem to try and give the time and space for Dyrachyo to run, but they can get in on top of him. He's going to try and go for the TP out, but the physical damage is done. Dyrachyo goes down. They're struggling this game, Avery Tundra.
They're just not finding anything. Another failed smoke. Hits on an illusion. The Tiny could have TP'd out there too. Just waited too long. They're just not finding anything.
And we'll see it again. Making that jump in the river.
I mean, that's such a nice bait.
There we go, for Don.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's working. It really is. 31-6, 21k lead. Especially when you consider how rough Game 4 was, Spirit, right, Avery? This is...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, kind of this Game 4 to Game 5 sort of summarizes the entirety of a lot of the stuff we were seeing before by them, right? You knock these guys down, but right now, Team Spirit, they're able to hit back harder than ever before, right? They're back on top. And now they're on the verge of closing up this championship title here, DreamLeague Season 25, unless Tundra can do something insane.
This has been the most dominating game from them. Like,
Yeah.
just when we thought it was looking bad that they got figured out. No, they completely exploit what Tundra were doing, push it back against them. And now Tundra, they got all their signature heroes. They got all the team fight in the world. They have all the scale they could dream of. And they're never going to get there because Spirit just want to end this game right here, right now.
Yeah. BZM trying to get the setup here on towards Radan. Radan's going to get forced out to safety, and of course still 3 minutes left on this Aegis. So lots of flexibility for Spirit to continue to go for whatever they wish.
There's just so many defensive items. Like,
yeah.
Lincoln's on the Clinks, Lincoln's on the Mars as well. An early Mars Lincoln's. Really rare we see this. And Shiva's on the Ember. So all three of these cores are just nightmares to try and initiate on.
Dracho. He's trying to head out. He's got a BKB and run.
He's got TP back to base. He's just right outside the base.
That feels pretty rough. Tundra.
Pretty much two choices.
Yeah, what you got? What's the plan?
I was just going to say, like, you can either just try and keep catching him or you can go high ground. And it feels like Spirit just want to keep killing him.
Tries to push at the bottom wave, but Collapse is already there. I mean, the entirety of them are already there. But they're just ready for them. They're just not letting Tundra do anything.
Was that? That was like quad TP, right? Just instant quad TP. Ruin this guy's day. Broach now done for the Clinks. Even more damage. Hit that level 20 as well. Extra strafe attack speed. This is where this hero becomes terrifying because his DPS is absurd. With the Mjolnir procs, the mischance from the talent, the Broach hitting, especially into some of these high armor heroes like the Tiny. You're just going to shred him. Still have Aegis here too for a minute. You really want to push it.
Tier 2 at the least will be theirs. Tundra, they got to put everything together for the high ground defense. Running outside of the base. A little too much right now. Blink for BZN. They've got everything in line to try and set up for this perfect team fight. But they've got to catch Spirit in a way that Spirit have just not let themselves be caught at all here in this game 5. So very difficult for Tundra to do.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. You have to land a big bonds as well, which means you got to make them clump. You have to land a multi-hero echo. You need the roar to land, which normally is not hard, but into this double Lincoln sphere could go wrong. They throw one on the target, the 33 jumps. He did go blink 4 staff on the beast, so he has some Lincoln's break potential. But yeah, there's a bunch of Gale guards to eat through as well. I mean, there's just a lot that needs to sync up here for Tundra. And they are a team that's capable of doing it. But they also don't have the vision. You look at the map right now. There's like not a single dire obs on this map. So they see nothing. They're just going completely blind, hoping it works out, and they get scanned anyway.
33. And they're going to see them here, and then they get the jump on towards BZM. BZM, caught by the chains, will try and push them back with a deafening blast, but he's stuck in the midst of it all. Spear into the God's Rebuke. Collapse finishes him off again. And now with the chains on 33, they might try for more. Put the BKB, turn with the Ron Salar. They're going to try and focus the Ember Spirit down, but he's able to jump out with the remnants. In fact, he just jumps straight back over towards Saxa. They kill off the Shaker, collapses in with the arena, traps 33, 33 to fall. He's out for a minute without buyback. They can't even get Lal. The team forcing him back to safety. Ice path on towards Duracho. He'll try and jump in with a combo hit. Saxa, he's been able to blow up Rue, but can't get anything else. He cannot. Radan and Lal stand their ground, clean them up. Whitemon trying to TP out. He will make it, but the other 4 are dead.
I missed the review,
but they've done
it.
That's it. GG's called. Game 5 in the bag here for Team Spirit.